while falling to 11-20, 4-11 on the road. That's the worst road record in the Atlantic League. They are last place in the Freedom Division. Your starting pitching matchup tonight, Matt Neal gets the ball for the Revs. The right-hander from Mesa, Arizona, will make his 5th start of the season. He is 1-0 with a 3.24 ERA, coming off of a short outing at Lancaster last Thursday. No decision after giving up 3 runs on 10 hits, all of them singles in 3 2/3 innings. He'll look for his 2nd win of the year. John Lester going for Southern Maryland. And no, it's not that John Lester. He spells it like the English city that just won the British Premier League there. Leicester, for those of you keeping score at home. So the English Mr. Lester, he's not really English, he's from Temecula, Florida. He will get his 6th start of the year. He is 2-2 with a 3.85 ERA, coming off a no decision against New Britain last Wednesday. Gave up just 1 run on 4 hits in 6 innings of work. Offense couldn't get it done for him while he was on the hill. So he'll look for his 3rd win. Neal will look for his 2nd win. And if things go the way they did yesterday, it could be quite a successful night for both Neal and the Revs. Lester will try and quell that tie. We're going to go to a commercial break. When we come back, I had the chance to speak to Josh Wilson, who had 2 of the 16 hits for the Revs last night. And then after that, it's the Broadway Transmission Managers Report. Darryl Henry chatting with Mark Mason. All that and much more on this fine radio program, so stick with us here on the WOYK Revs pregame show.
Looking for something cool to do this weekend? Come to the coolest place in town and learn to play hockey or figure skate at the York Ice Arena. The York Ice Arena offers a Learn to Skate program for skaters of all ages and abilities, directed by ISA and USFSA qualified instructors. Skating classes range from beginner to freestyle. Hockey classes cover the basics of the game. All classes include free skate rental and 5 free skating passes, so you can try out your new skills. And remember, the coolest place in town is also available for the coolest birthday party in town. Host your birthday bash in group spaces or with a private ice rental. Public skating at the York Ice Arena is available afternoons, evenings, and weekends. Skate for just $7 and rent your skates for just $3. Plus, you can save with discount pass books. Oh, and ask about gift cards and kids' prepaid debit cards. So if you're looking to learn something cool, come to the coolest place in town and learn to skate at the York Ice Arena. For more information and to register, go to yorkskate.com. Get into the ball game with great savings and great weekly specials at your Sure Save neighborhood markets. Use your gold card every time you shop and you automatically receive savings and rewards. And get incredible deals on the new Best Yet brand products at Saubel's Markets, Wetzel's Market, and also at Nell's Market Fresh Foods. Always a hit and always great savings.
This Sunday, join the York Revolution for Princess Day. Meet Anna and Elsa of Frozen from noon to 2. Play in an inflatable castle, make your own crown, and enter to win a drawing of Elsa in a Revolution jersey. Get details and tickets at YorkRevolution.com. Princess Day, where People's Bank Park is an open door.
Join me, Steve Zabin, mornings at 6 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Welcome back to WOYK Revs pregame show. Josh Wilson is batting 8th and playing shortstop tonight for the Revs. He's in his first season in the Atlantic League. I had the chance to catch up with him in the dugout and during pregame to just gauge his adjustments to the league and, well, pretty much everything else. So let's take a listen. We're talking to Josh Wilson, the shortstop and 8th hitter for the Revs today. Josh, first of all, about a month into the season now, how have you been adjusting to the Atlantic League?
Great, I guess. It's just baseball, man, just like anywhere else. So, the league's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed getting to know my teammates and, get around the league a little bit, see what the Atlantic League is all about, and it's been a lot of fun.
From what you've shown in the field with your glove over the last couple of weeks here, I guess it proves that ball bounces either way no matter where the league is.
I guess, defensively, I've felt pretty good. You know, it's been nice to get out there and play every day. You know, certainly the repetition and you know, just being in the lineup every day certainly helps in you know, staying sharp.
Now, you've been hitting 8th for the last couple of weeks and succeeding there. Does your approach change at all when you're hitting lower in the order versus when you're hitting more at the top of the order?
For me, not really. You know, I just like to stay aggressive. You know, try not to overthink anything, and you know, just take each situation as it comes. I mean, you know, it's really more to me of a situational game wherever I'm at in the lineup, rather than you know, a certain approach. You know, I don't let the, you know, just the spot in the order dictate to me how I'm gonna, you know, take an at bat. I'm gonna, you know, kind of take the situation, you know, and let the situation dictate more or less, you know, what I'm trying to do.
And you were taking it well yesterday, 2 of the 16 hits for York. What was working for you so well yesterday that you were able to get on a couple of times?
You know, I've just started getting comfortable, you know, in the box. You know, hitting, you know, is always kind of a roller coaster, I think, for most guys. You know, it's, you know, consistency is key, but it's still, you know, baseball, I think, as a whole can be streaky, you know, for most guys. And, you know, it's very feel oriented. So, you know, just lately I've gotten that feel. You know, I'm comfortable in the box. You know, I like where my swing's at. You know, and to me, I think, you know, for an offensive player, that's probably the biggest part of it is trusting what you're doing and liking what you're doing, you know, so you're not at odds with yourself or feeling like you need to change something each time you get in the box or, you know, with each pitch. You know, when you trust yourself and when you can trust, you know, your swing, your approach, you're going to be, you know, much more likely to have success.
And it wasn't just you yesterday, 16 hits for the team. When everybody is so locked in and hitting so well, is that the sort of thing that is contagious in this dugout here? You think, oh, wow, he's doing well, I can do that too.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, goes right along with, you know, the streakiness. I mean, you know, momentum's kind of a big part of it too. You know, when other guys are having success, it helps everybody, you know, kind of relax. It takes some pressure off. You know, it allows guys to, you know, to be a little more free, you know, with their game, you know, not stress so much. So certainly, yeah, those, you know, those days when you're, you know, getting a lot of hits, putting up some runs, you know, they're great for, you know, building confidence, you know, not just in the guys that are, you know, enjoying a good season so far, but, you know, even guys, you know, like me that, you know, kind of, you know, struggled and the numbers hadn't quite been there early on. You know, up and down the order, that's going to help guys, you know, kind of find out, you know, where they're at and help them get better.
Finally, this is maybe something that broadcasters notice more than other guys, but I know he's not the guy, but, you know, you look and you hear that a guy named John Lester is pitching tonight. Does that sort of take you a flashback of sorts?
Well, I've actually faced this John Lester a bunch of times, man. We came up together. I know he was with the Cubs way back when. I played against him back in A-ball and Double-A, you know, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, those years, man. So, yeah, I know this guy pretty well. You know, he's always been a guy that can make pitches. You know, his stuff's always been good, too. I know he used to throw a really, really good sinker and had a good slider to complement it. I think we saw him a couple innings in spring training this year. But, yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see an old familiar face out there on the mound.
Looking forward to some fun tonight. Josh, thanks. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
That was Josh Wilson, apparently about to meet an old friend on the hill when he goes up against John Lester later tonight. Let's take a look at who everybody is going up against everybody today. It's the starting lineups brought to you by Flying Feet. First for Jeremy Owens' Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Steve Lombardozzi is in fact still with the team. He is back in the lineup, leading off and playing shortstop. Bryant Nelson, the third baseman, is batting second. Kwan Jen Chen is DHing tonight. He's the third hitter. Michael Snyder batting cleanup. He's at first base. Then you got Fred Lewis in left field batting fifth. Gustavo Molina, the catcher, batting sixth. Darby Myers, the right fielder, batting seventh. Eric Garcia, second baseman, batting eighth. Gary Brown, center fielder, batting ninth instead of leadoff tonight. And they'll try and get runs on the board for John Lester, the right-hander. For the Revs, the lineup same as ever was except for Michael Rocket in place of Jason Repko. Let's go through it again. Isaiah Tejeda leading off, catching. Michael Rocket, left fielder, batting second. Joel Guzman, the DH. Telvin Nash, the first baseman. Michael Burgess, the right fielder. Andres Perez, the second baseman. Brian Pounds at third base. Josh Wilson at short. And James Simmons, the center fielder. And they'll try and get the runs on the board for Matt Neal the same way this lineup did for Jorge Martinez yesterday. We're going to take one more commercial break. When we come back, the Broadway Transmission Managers Report here on WOYK Revs pregame show.
The Steve Zabin Show.
Brian Williams has taken a leave of absence. And I'm not sure about you, Scott, but I've had just about enough Brian Williams remembers themes on Twitter. Photoshops, snarky jokes,
reporting from the Hindenburg,
the Alamo,
etc.
They're
out there.
Yep.
Waking up America like no one else.
Now they're digging into his reporting from things like Hurricane Katrina.
Yes, where he said he saw
where he
bodies.
reported seeing a body floating past his hotel in the French Quarter. Don't get me started on Katrina. That is one of the greatest media debacles ever. The stuff that was reported as fact that turned out to be not just untrue, but flat-out fabrications. Brian Williams saying, I saw a body floating down Bourbon Street. That was like the least of the lies.
Steve Zabin, mornings at 6 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Celebrate the York Revolution's 10th anniversary with 20 giveaways, fireworks every Saturday, and entertainment all season long. Friday, May 27th, Memorial Hospital presents the Vonnie Grimes bobblehead, complete with his recording of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Saturday, May 28th, AAA Southern PA presents fireworks and buy one, get one free tickets for AAA members. And on Memorial Day, thank our veterans by bringing them to the game. All veterans receive a free ticket and food voucher. Get your tickets today at YorkRevolution.com.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Fans, it's time to go inside the clubhouse for the latest on your York Revolution and tonight's matchup. It's time for the Broadway Transmission Managers Report. Now, here's the manager of the Revs, Mark Mason.
Well, Mace, last night, great return home, and the offense, I'm wondering, was it the return home? Was it having batting practice? Was it what you guys talked about as an approach? A little bit of everything, maybe?
I'm going to go with a little bit of everything. I mean, obviously, we like hitting in this ballpark. I don't think there's any secret about that. And, I think the approaches were really good. We talked about some stuff yesterday, and we know Hernandez, too. And he knows us. So it was just we were a little bit better than him last night. And Sexton knows us, too. So, I mean, those guys know us. We know them. And we executed a little bit better than they did last night. But they're both quality pitchers and good guys, so I'm sure they'll have their day at some point again with us.
At one point, they had combined only record 15 outs, and your offense had already made them throw over a combined 130 pitches in the sixth inning. Is that a goal every night? Is that part of the whole process of putting together a good approach and a good night at the plate?
Well, it is. We don't want to chase out of the zone and go after bad pitches. We want the pitchers to have to make pitches in the zone, and if the pitchers can do that, then we'll see what we can do with it. But you really don't want to help the pitcher out, and being patient and having the good approach. Work the pitch counts up. When you work the pitch counts up, pitchers, they fatigue. More chances for balls in the middle of the plate and elevated, and so last night we were able to do that.
Burgess had a big hit early. Is it impressive to you, the number of big hits that he's been able to come up with in what's basically like the start of his season without spring training?
Well, that's the impressive part to me. The fact that he gets the big hits and he can drive the ball, that does not, that doesn't surprise me because we know what kind of hitter he is. But for him, it's still really early in the process this year, and getting live at bats. If I had to say between us and spring training in St. Paul, he might be 50 at bats, maybe, if that. So, so I think for what he's doing right now with that few at bats, that's the impressive part.
Now, Repka tried to give it a go last night coming back. What went on when you lifted him mid-game, and how's he doing?
Well, he's been a little bit sore, and, we gave him some days off on the road trip, and then we were off on Monday, so we agreed that we would give it a shot last night when we got home, and, I mean, I kind of watched him move around the field and run on the bases, and I didn't feel that he was where he needed to be. So when we got into the middle of the game, I told him I was going to take him out, and we'll talk to the doctors after the game, and maybe he needs a little more rest for that. And it's just a soreness. It's not a tear or anything like that, but he's just sore. So we're going to give it a few more days, and we'll see how he is maybe come the weekend.
Last night, one of the guys that had a 3-hit game was Dre, and a couple of bloop hits out of those 3. Does he just need a game like that to get him relaxed again and maybe take a little pressure off?
Well, I mean, I hope so. It's hitting is hard. We know that, and he's aware of certain things that he's doing up at the plate right now that he's trying to correct. And sometimes it's hard to correct him, even though you're making the adjustment. It's just sometimes it's hard to execute that. But it's he's close. I mean, because the hits were toward right field and they were up the middle. So I think trying to pull everything is what guys gets them into trouble, into little mini slumps when you try to pull at all times. So I think that was a good sign to see the balls go up the middle and to the right side. So if he keeps that approach, it probably won't be long. We know what kind of hitter he is, so he should be able to swing his way out of it.
Well, Matt Neal tonight with Owens planned after him. What's the next step for Matt based on what you saw last week in Lancaster?
Well, I'm hoping today that we're going to see a little bit more free and easy delivery with a little more velocity. I think that would be 2 good signs that he's feeling well. Obviously, 80-some degrees today should help with all of that, not 50-some degrees like we've been dealing with in his other starts. So hopefully the heat, the extra time, the fact that we really haven't thrown him a lot in the last couple outings, and he's getting some good work in on the side and some good treatment in between. So, I mean, that's what we're going to look for. I'm going to look for the ball going downhill, more velocity, and a freer throwing mechanic.
All right, Mace, thanks a lot. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
And the anthem. Yes, it does. It is free. It is brave. And that was a lovely rendition of our national anthem. I believe it's York High Knights. Those might have actually been some York High students. So now the anthem singers will depart, and the gaggle of kids in orange that joined the Revs as they sprinted onto the field will depart as well, and the Revs will get down to business warming up. The defensive lineup once again for York. Matt Neal on the hill. Isaiah Tejeda, his battery mate. Kelvin Nash at first, Andres Perez at second, Brian Palin at third, Josh Wilson the shortstop. Outfield left to right, Michael Rocket, James Simmons, and Michael Burgess. This is the same lineup that finished the game yesterday against Southern Maryland. The only difference in the starting lineup is Jason Repko, who may be out for a couple of days. Matt Neal takes his warm-up tosses again on him. 1-0, 3.24 ERA, coming off of just 3 2/3 innings against Lancaster. Didn't give up much hard hit contact, just a lot of it, 10 singles. And the BYU man will try and get out there and improve on himself tonight. He was a swimmer when he went to BYU, one of the top swimmers in the state of Arizona. He'll try and swim his way out of trouble and try and avoid these crabs. I'm sure even swimming in pools, he must have swum against some crabs a couple of times. I don't know. Crabs are native to chlorine-filled pools in Arizona, right? That's just biology. Boy, and you can see why I didn't major in that. And now, as Steve Lombardozzi waltzes to the plate, we get ready for our Dasher Investment Services first pitch of the game, and we turn it over to the voice of the York Revolution. Here's Darrell Henry.
Thank you, Will. I followed right along with you on that, by the way. Matt Neal, just 10 hits allowed over 13 1/3 his first 3 starts, 10 hits and 3 2/3 in that last one. Steve Lombardozzi to get it started, and indeed our Dasher Investment Services first pitch is right over the middle for a strike. We're underway. Another warm night here tonight. 87 on the board with a 6:33 start. 0-1 pitch and a ground ball, second base. Perez will scoot to his right, gobbles it up, throws it, pulled Nash off the bag, and Lombardozzi's safe to start the night. He comes in as the league leader in hitting at 377. He can run a bit as well, and he hit it softly, and Perez tried to go to his right, and I think he looked up and saw Lombardozzi approaching first rather quickly, tried to hurry the throw a bit, and it just sailed on him.
Well, this is the first night that we see the matchup between Steve Lombardozzi, the top hitter in the Atlantic League, and Isaiah Tejeda, the second best hitter in the Atlantic League. Both those guys leading off, looking to provide some fireworks for their respective teams.
Will be an error on Dre on the throw. And here's Bryant Nelson, who's on a 10-game hitting streak. The 42-year-old takes up high for ball one. Nelson on the streak hitting 355. It's got him up to 260 overall. Lombardozzi is a threat to run, 6 for 7 in stolen base attempts. Nash shading his eyes, holding him at first. Pitch to Nelson is fouled, back into the net. Revs in the home whites tonight, Southern Maryland in military tops, camo sleeves, black front and back, camo tone numbers as well.
Those would appear to be vests of some kind.
Yes. That's the word I was looking for, vest style. Saw them wear those at home one day a couple weeks back. As Neal misses upstairs, falls behind 2-1. We heard Mace talk about wanting to see him with a little more velocity tonight, throwing it a little more free and easily, and we'll keep our eyes on that. He delivers out of sunlight to Nelson, who fouls one back into the screen. Plate ump tonight is Bill Worthington. Bill Reuter at first, Silvio Martinez Jr. at third base. I thought he did a nice job last night.
Me too.
I mean, I know we get accused of giving out compliments way too often.
Oh, yes. We're just old softies up here. Maybe not so old. Not yet, anyway.
Half of us. Now Neal the pitch. And a swing and a pop up toward the Revs bullpen in right. Perez sprinting after it, and it lands before either Perez or Burgess could get there. Nelson keeps the at-bat alive. Neal just one run given up in each of his first 3 starts. And he faced the Blue Crabs in Waldorf back on May the 7th. 4 innings, 1 run. He had good results, but the coaching staff actually thought he threw the ball better last time out despite the results. Now holds, deals, swing and a foul, pop straight back. That one's up on the roof. I was upstairs earlier today. I noticed yet another roof access door that I had not really paid much attention to before. And just the fear just overcame me. I don't ever want to be up there again.
Bad experience the first time, huh?
Wasn't great. Next one is up high. It's a full count on Nelson, who's having a fine at bat. Tejeda came out of his crouch there, eyeing up Lombardozzi. The ladder to get to the next level up top is the frightening part. I don't mind so much the normal level. Now Neal, the payoff pitch, runner goes, it's inside and off Tejeda's glove and back to the backstop. Lombardozzi trying for third, and he'll make it. By the time Tejeda got to the backstop to pick up, it'll be ball 4 and a pass ball. And first and third with nobody out, Tejeda's first pass ball of the season. He's done a tremendous job making his 9th start behind the plate here tonight.
For the Revs, their 11th pass ball given up. That's far and away the most in the league, second most Southern Maryland with 7. Most of those on Keith Castillo, but you're right, Daryl, that's the first time we've really seen Tejeda fail to get a glove in front of a ball he should have.
First and third for Quan Jen Chen, the longtime Taiwan hitter. And he swings late. What did that hit? Fouled the first one off on the left field side.
That hit the Capital Blues sign, or that Penmar Human Services sign, the one that is a bit hollow next to the video scoreboard on the third base concourse. That's why it seemed to echo a bit.
Well, thank goodness that's all it was. The kid's in that skybox right above it. There's the 0-1, and he swings late again and shoots a foul down the third base side. He is way late on the first two from Neal, who went in on him there, as he should have based on that first swing. Chen hitting at .235. He's DHing for them tonight, playing in his 12th game. The Revs have held him to one hit in 9 at-bats. Stretch from Neal. And the 0-2 swing and jams him. He grounds it weakly at second. Perez will throw back to the shortstop. One there. The turn to first is late. Run scores, which it was about to anyway. It's 1-0 Southern Maryland. It'll be a fielder's choice. Couldn't turn two. They jammed him. He hit it softly. Perez had to go left and then throw it back to his right at second base. RBI on the 4-6 force. Now the Blue Crabs won't be shut out tonight. Last night was the Revs' first shutout of the year. Their most lopsided shutout since 2014. Unearned run across, and here's Michael Snyder.
Must be a good sign. 2014, a very good year here at Peoples Bank Park.
This pitch to Snyder is lined and out of the reach of Wilson. A base hit into shallow left center. Chen's going to try for third. Rocket spins and throws. Pounds reaching for the tag. And Chen keeps the hand on third base on the head first slide. Rocket had to go to his left, spin and throw it back to third base against his momentum. And a good attempt, but Chen goes first to third. Sounded like Snyder may have broken his bat, but he chunks it into left center. And once again, they're at the corners. That is the first hit. Despite the run already on the board, first hit against Matt Neal. And here is Fred Lewis. Lewis hitting at .255 with 4 homers. And Neal with the pitch. He checks his swing and taps a foul straight back. Lewis held hitless last night. Revs out hit the Blue Crabs 16-6. The 10-0 win, their most lopsided shutout since a 12-0 win against Camden, July 23rd of 2014. Now Neal delivers, and a changeup doesn't get the call. They rule it a little high. It was right over the middle of the plate. Neal, who made 3 starts for the Revs in 2014. 3rd year with the team. And deals home, and a swing and a slapper in the ground at short. Wilson to second, Perez the turn, and dugout. Oh, they call safe. And the second run of the inning scores as a result. Nash, a great pick on the hurried double play try, but Bill Reuter says Fred Lewis beat it. And Lewis picks up his 12th RBI, a 6-4 fielder's choice, not a double play, and it's 2-0.
That was awfully a late call that time by Bill Reuter over at first base. Looks like he took a half a beat longer than expected.
Nash starting to run off, thinking they had him. Here's Gustavo Molina, who swings and bleeds one softly on the ground to second, juggled by Dre, who's having a tough first inning, but recovers and makes the throw to first. At Southern Maryland with a pair on the board on 1 hit, 1 error, 1 man left. We've played a half inning. It's the Blue Crabs 2, and the Revs coming up.
Hey, sports fans, great news. Now you can listen to Sports Radio 1350 anywhere with the new WOYK mobile apps. Stranded in Siberia? No problem. Kidnapped by wolves? It's not as bad as you may think. Wherever you are, WOYK is with you on the brand new mobile apps. York's only local sports station just went mobile and global. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
The War of the Roses is the grittiest Revolution battle since Bunker Hill, and in 2016, it's bigger than ever. Sponsored by PNC Bank, the 20-game series between York and Lancaster now has unique on-field hats that will be worn exclusively during these contests. Pick up the ticket plan that nets you all 10 home games against the Barnstormers and receive a replica of the York War of the Roses hat. Be on site each and every time the Revs take on their Cross River rivals. Enlist today at 801-HITS or in person at the Apple Chevrolet ticket office.
What's up, y'all? This is the Dan Patrick Show.
And you're listening to the best.
Oh, okay. Mattingly and the Dodgers realized it wasn't working out. Nobody wants to say somebody was fired. Nobody wants to say somebody was resigned. Now, I know it's semantics here. Mattingly's gone and the Dodgers move on. I do think it's best for both because I think with new management, they want their guy. They want a sabermetrics and analytics guy. Mattingly was not that guy.
Dan Patrick.
Don't be a hater.
Mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Southern Maryland, both runs unearned. John Lester, it's spelled Leicester, but Lester will make his 6th start. 2-2 with a 3.86 ERA. 28 innings, 28 hits, 10 walks, 19 Ks. Opponents hitting .269.
I imagine he's actually a fan of Leicester City, the football, the soccer team, because for the first time in his life, people are spelling his name correctly.
How could he not be?
5,001 underdogs. You know, they said that there were better odds that Elvis would turn up alive than Leicester City winning the Premier League this year.
It's Tejeda to lead off, and he looks at a fastball strike down in the zone. Those might be the odds of spelling John's name right. He faces the Revs for the first time this season. Big righty winds above his head, delivers, and a swing and a foul out of play, first base side. Tejeda hitting .361, second behind Lombardozzi in the league batting race. And since May 4th, hitting .408. There's the wind and the pitch from Lester. Curveball, swing and a miss, big curve. Now we saw that last year, but our first look at it this season, that was an arcing break, one away. Tejeda hasn't struck out much. The Revs have, but he has not been a huge culprit in that department. Here's Michael Rocket to dig in next, hitting second with Repko out. Lester the pitch, and a swing and a fly ball toward the line in right. Darby Myers chasing it across the line in foul territory. He makes the play. Down in the corner, hidden from our view, he had to cover some ground and shows off his wheels to get there for the second out. Too quickly retired, and Joel Guzman coming up. Every starter with a hit last night. Guzman 2 for 5 with a double, an RBI, and a run. Comes in hitting at .288. 5 home runs are tied for third most in the league. He's driven in 19. Blue Crabs in the gray hats again on the road with the dark brim, and Lester delivers a strike down and away on Joel. 2-0, Southern Maryland on top early. And Lester with the pitch. It is down and away, that one cut. Working with Molina here tonight. Day game tomorrow. I'm sure we'll see different catchers in there. A 1-1 and a foul straight back into the net.
Well, the plus with Tejeda is that you can play him at 4 different positions, so we may see a different catcher, but we'll still see one of the hottest guys in the Atlantic League in the lineup.
There's the wind and the 1-2, and it just missed away, a slider. It's 11 a.m. tomorrow.
Got your coffee brewing already?
I don't know that I ever turn it off. It's the pitch. And he slaps it the other way. Base hit to right. Now Joel shoots a single through the right side, behind in the count. He continues to hit well, especially here. And that'll get Talbot Nash to the plate here in the first inning. Now, will you drink coffee?
Oh, yeah. Every day.
I didn't know you were every day with it.
It's just part of the routine, you know?
I am every day, or I am downright miserable to be around.
Yeah, it's the coffee. I kid.
Here's Nash. First pitch is a called strike on the outer edge. Yeah, several years ago it became an everyday must.
Well, I suppose there are worse things to have a chemical dependency on than coffee.
A few. There's a breaking ball in the dirt. Molina smothers it. Nash hitting at 287, 10 home runs, which is 4 more than Jeremy Barfield for the league lead.
Surprisingly low RBI total for Telvin, just 17 driven in even with the 10 home runs. Most of them coming via solo shots.
That actually seemed to be the case last year for him as well. There's the 1-1, swing and a miss, a fastball to the outer half.
Yep, 6 solo home runs, 4 with 1 guy on base, so you account 14 of his 17 RBIs coming on home runs, just 3 of them not.
Pitch to him, and he swings and fouls it off. Nash leading the league in slugging at .620. That's 50 points higher than Jeremy Barfield, who's next. He's got 9 more total bases than the next closest. He's got 67. Lou Ford has 58.
Only regular with an 1,000+ OPS, too.
And he swings here, lines one to left field and deep. Lewis will turn and play it off the boards. Huseman heading to third. Nash will have to hold with a single, but he lines it off the arch nemesis, just a little lower than halfway up, off the right half of it. And the Revs, with a pair of 2-out singles, have him at the corners for Michael Burgess. It's a mini 5-game hitting streak for Nash. 8 for 16 in those 5. Now here's Burgess, who had the big hit early last night. 3-run double in the 3rd, pounds then a 3-run homer in the 6th. Burgess 5 for 19 in 5 games with York, 263. With 5 ribbies in 5 games, and he swings and misses first pitch. It's 1 home run, which he hit Saturday night at New Britain. And he didn't miss one by much in his home debut last night. Not only the 3-run double, but he made a bid at a 7 RBI game. Just hit one off the end of the bat, caught by the wall and right with the bases loaded. And he asked for time. 7 ribbies would have been 1 short of a franchise record. The record still stands from '07 when Justin Singleton drove in 8 in the home finale that year. Pitch to Burgess is down low, and it's a ball and a strike. Revs down 2-0 in the first. With Repko out tonight, he's coaching at first base at the moment. By the way, I want to say hi to Trey Himes, one of our great young fans who's listening tonight. Thanks for tuning in, Trey. Here's the stretch, and Lester will step off. The Revs last night forced Blue Crab pitchers to combine for over 130 pitches by the 6th inning. Lester has had to work with 2 outs as he misses high and away on pitch number 17 now. At his first 2 outs very quickly. It's 2-1 on Burgess. Can he make it a third straight 2-out hit? Well, Lester into his stretch. And deals. And a swing and a miss. A slider. 2-2. Burgess is not a man that gets cheated on his swings. He has enjoyed his early time in York. Well, Lester, the stretch. 2-2. And a swing and a fly ball. Got under it. Right field. Myers is eyeing it up. Started back. Now walks in and squeezes it to end the inning. Revs with a pair of 2-out singles, but they're both left on base. And we'll go to the second tonight. Southern Maryland in front, 2-0.
Broadway transmission? I don't know how they do it.
We've been in business for 60 years at the same location.
I don't know how they do it.
It's our long-term nationwide warranties.
Oh, and don't forget our online appointment scheduling.
I still don't know how they do it.
They toted my van at no cost with my repair.
It's our ATRA certified technicians. Don't forget the good-looking genius in the office.
Come on, man. I know they helped me with financing. Still, with my bad credit, I don't know how they do it.
I did my research and felt comfortable that Broadway is a AAA approved specialty repair shop. I showed my AAA card and saved some hard-earned cash.
I was happy to get a $100 rebate in the mail after the job was done.
I sure don't know how they do it, but I do know they get it done, and they get it done right.
Broadway transmission. We'll get your shift together and back on the road fast. Check us out on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Hey Revs fans, want to get in the game? You can throw out an honorary first pitch this season by bringing a group to People's Bank Park. Select groups who reserve tickets in the month of May will receive a first pitch courtesy of Bell Socialization Services with support from Adhesives Research. For information, call Reed Gunderson at 717-801-4498. Celebrating its 50th anniversary this year, Bell provides housing supports and living skills training to more than 1,400 people every year here in South Central PA through its mental health, intellectual disability, and homeless service programs. Bell Socialization Services, empowering lives every day.
All about local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Nothing Southern Maryland on a pair of unearned runs in the first. Only one hit against Matt Neal, who will look to settle in facing the bottom third of their lineup. Tonight, time permitting, we'll join Hershey Bears hockey in progress as they are north of the border in Toronto for Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals. I believe it's a 7:30 start, so we should be able to get to plenty of that. First pitch to Myers misses down and away. DeArby Myers hitting at .203. Revs have held him to a 1-for-10 clip as Neal delivers, and he lines one to left, a base hit. So much for that. Over near the line, this will roll to the base of the wall. Rocket a bare hand pickup, fires into Wilson, who cuts it, and Myers has a leadoff double to begin the second. Revs held him hitless last night, but a leadoff double to begin the second inning here. And up next is Eric Garcia, who's hit safely in 6 straight, a streak kept alive by 2 infield hits last night. Only hitting at .209, and the corners will come in anticipating a bunt. Bats from the left, Neal the pitch, he squares, pushes it foul, third base side. Jeremy Owens coaching down there, he is active still. Blue Crab manager.
Although he's saying that if he gets into a game, there's some serious trouble going on in the Southern Maryland clubhouse.
Neal ready. And the 0-1. Swinging a ground ball right side. It'll bleed through. Myers being sent. Burgess is up gunning. And the throw to the plate. He dives in. Tejeda had to come up with the glove to pick it on a short hop. And in doing so, Myers dives across. 3-0. And with the bunt off, it pays off handsomely for Southern Maryland. Nash was way in on the grass. And he decided he couldn't get to it and made a break to get back to cover first. And that left Dre to try to get to it diving way to his left. And he couldn't quite get to it, just out of his reach as it crawled into right field. 3-0 on the RBI hit for Garcia, who now has a 7-game hitting streak. Here's Gary Brown, and he will bunt and gets it down in front of the mound. Neal in for a bare hand pickup. Throw to first is in time. And the sacrifice goes 1-3. Move Garcia to second base.
It's hits like Garcia that were plaguing Neal throughout that Lancaster start last week. Not much hard hit, but ground balls with eyes. Squirting through. As you said, the bunt and the pull-off executed to perfection there. So Southern Maryland not trying to outslug the Revs tonight, they're just trying to outsmart them.
Here's Lombardozzi as Neal misses down low. Lombardozzi reaching on an error and scoring the first run. Back to the top of the order here. Now Neal sets letter high, a look back, and pitch, a curveball, and it bends across for a strike. Lombardozzi 6 for 12 against York. Former National, Oriole, and Pirate. 1-1, and he swings, fouls it off, third base side. The rumors of his signing yesterday proved to be untrue. Well, things circulate, but he's still here for now anyway.
In the words of Mark Twain, I'll get to that.
Oh, a curveball slipped and missed way, way high, 2-2.
Well, I'm sure Twain would say, oh, man, that was not where that was supposed to go. But you know, the famous phrase there is that the reports of my death have been greatly exaggerated. For Steve Lombardozzi, the reports of my departure have been greatly exaggerated.
And Neal set with it. And a 2-2. Swings and chops a foul off the front of the York dugout. Looks like Micah Owings is going to begin to throw early tonight, and Neal already approaching 30 pitches. He's at 28. And they did intend to follow Owings, or to follow Neal Wins. Still in the early season piggyback arrangement for these two who are both trying to get built up. Another 2-2. And a fastball just inside. Count goes full on Lombardozzi. He was signed by Southern Maryland in spring training. Where would they have been had they not gotten him? Third in the league and on base. Neal with the payoff pitch. And a swing and a miss. Beautiful changeup. And had Lombardozzi fooled, he was not expecting that. 2 away as Neal claims his first punch out. We'll pause for station identification on Revolution Radio.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
3-0, Southern Maryland leading in the second. Matt Neal trying to put a halt to things as Bryant Nelson digs in. First pitch is slapped the other way. It's going to get through. Base hit to left. Being sent is Garcia. Rocket up, throwing, and Tejeda has to reach back, and Garcia slides in. 4-0, and Bryant Nelson with an 11-game hitting streak. First pitch swinging, and he punches it through the other way. Wilson at short was toward the middle, holding Garcia, and maybe playing Nelson to pull. And Bryant slapped it right past short. Rocket's throw was good, but just a hair to the front of the plate, and Garcia sliding to the back, able to get in.
And that's 2 throws to the plate now in this inning that have been close but no cigar for the Revs. Burgess from right, now Rocket from left. If they're just a little bit more on the line, you're talking a couple of more outs on the board.
Now the Revs in an early hole. Here's Quan Jen Chen, and he swings and smacks one up the middle. Sharp ground ball hit as Simmons will fire in. That one off the mound and over toward right center for a hit. The Blue Crabs, who last inning scored 2 unearned on only 1 hit, have 4 base hits here in the second inning. First and second for Michael Snyder. And you can't hang your head here or Snyder will make it out of hand very quickly. Singled in the first. He's now hitting .327 with 5 homers. First pitch from Neal, a curveball. He grounds it deep short. Oh, Wilson slipped on the backhand. A desperate toss to third will be late. His feet gave out from under him. He was going hard to the ball to his right on the edge of the outfield grass, and as he tried to plant, his feet kept going, and he went right to his backside. Bases loaded for Fred Lewis, and that'll be an infield hit.
Now, on 3 straight pitches, too, the Blue Crabs swinging on first pitch. The last 3 hitters, they're seeing something they like from Neal from his initial offering. We'll see if Lewis does the very same thing.
Lewis, who picked up an RBI on a fielder's choice in the first. Pitch to him, a curveball. He does swing. He hits it in the air, left center, carrying fairly well, but Simmons has it. Runs it down deep in left center. And fortunately for Neal, it was off speed. Lewis kept in the park. 2 runs score, though, on 5 hits. He does leave them loaded. It's a 4-0 Southern Maryland lead as we go to the bottom half of the second.
It's the angles, the ball skills, the corner kicks. It's knowing how to shield a defender off the ball. It's knowing how to make a wall pass. It's knowing how to curl the ball, how to chip it, how to trap it, how to launch it, how to finish it. It's soccer, and nobody knows that better than Flying Feet sports shoes. Flying Feet. Suit up for soccer at Flying Feet, where players new to the game find everything they need, and collegiate-level players find all that and more. Soccer shoes for men, women, and children from the names that know the game. Adidas, Diadora, Lotto, and Nike. Players choose Flying Feet to get the right shoe at the right price, plus a huge selection of soccer socks, soccer shorts, shin guards, and sports bags. Even referees get the nod at Flying Feet, where refs come for all their gear. Individual players, entire teams, if it's soccer, it's Flying Feet sports shoes, the sportswear specialty store without specialty store prices. Flying Feet. 1511 Mount Rose Avenue, just off exit 18 of I-83, next to Battery Warehouse.
Hi, this is Tom Dasher, president of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in retirement planning and strategies to meet individual personal goals. Whether you are looking for wealth accumulation or to maximize your retirement income. Oh, heck, this is sounding just like another commercial. Hey, listen, it's this simple. We use risk-free investment vehicles, whether you are looking to still build wealth accumulation or you want retirement income or a combination of both. It is all about getting your money parked in the place that will benefit you the most. If you want to do that, call me. My office number is 246-3879, or my mobile is 487-2096, or contact me at my new website at tomdasher.com.
For local sports on your smartphone, search WOIK at the App Store.
Four to nothing. Southern Maryland the lead, bottom of the second. Andres Perez will lead things off for York. Revs' biggest comeback this year was an early 4-run deficit back on May 3rd against Bridgeport. First pitch to Dre is over for a strike. Perez, a 3-for-5 night last night, spiked his average from the 230s all the way to 254. 4 homers, 18 knocked in. Pitch from Lester, he swings and skies a foul the other way. This will find the stands in right. Comes in tonight, 496 hits with York, 995 for his pro career, so at some point he'll have back-to-back milestone hits. How neat is that?
It's pretty neat there.
Pitch is a breaking ball away, he checks, and the appeal to first confirms that.
Perez too good of a hitter to be your regular number 6 guy. We were talking to Mason in the pregame, and he said that this lineup, the way it is right now, that puts quite a scare into the other managers in the Atlantic League.
He pokes this one on the ground at second. Up the middle is Eric Garcia. Fires to first, and there's one away.
As he was saying, you look at that lineup and you think, wow, I mean, where's the break? Where's the easy out potentially? And I know Perez got out that time, but it wasn't easy for Lester, I'm sure of that.
Won't be easy here either. The 7th place hitter is Brian Pounds. An all-star both years in this league. A big night last night. He's hitting a .243 now. Hit his 3rd home run. And he takes a strike. The RBI sharing, if you will, across the team. Guzman 19, Perez 18, Nash and now Pounds each with 17. Here's the 0-1, and that misses up high. Pounds a 3-run homer last night. Part of a 3-for-5 night at the plate for him. He's now hit 2 of his 3 homers against Southern Maryland this season. Pitch from Lester, a swing and a miss. Fastball in at 90. Pounds hitting .400 off the Blue Crabs with 7 of his 17 RBIs. Now Lester, a deep breath, winds above his head, kicks and deals, and a breaking ball called third strike. And Pounds looks back in disbelief, shaking his head as he walks away. I thought that thing dove right off the plate, but he's rung up.
Yeah, it looks pretty off from the replay. I think he may have had a gripe on that one.
2 down, here's Josh Wilson. Nice pregame chat with you tonight, Will.
Absolutely.
First pitch is swung on, lifted in the air, right center field, toward the gap. Myers a long run, he runs it down, shows off his speed again, and then flips it to his center fielder, Gary Brown, as he sped by. Myers sprinting deep into the gap in right center, flags one down, hit well off the bat of Josh Wilson. A 1-2-3 second inning. We go to the 3rd. It's 4-0 Southern Maryland.
The more we help the ones in need, the more progress our community will make.
By focusing on quality education, income opportunities, and basic health care,
all of York County can have access to the building blocks of a good quality of life.
Together we can load the bases for our community.
And hit a home run.
Give generously to the 2016 United Way Community Fund.
Find out more and give now at unitedway-york.org.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Ross Brothers Barbecue is serving up the hits every Saturday night this season at People's Bank Park. Stop by Arch Street Eats on the third base corner and load up on delicious, fresh-made local barbecue. All of Ross' sauces and sides are made from scratch daily. All meats are smoked for an authentic barbecue done right. Ross Brothers also offers drive-through, dine-in, and carry-out from the restaurant at 3096 Carlisle Road in Dover, as well as delivery and full-service catering. Ross Brothers can cater any sized event from fundraisers to graduation parties to weddings. Ross Brothers Barbecue every Saturday night at People's Bank Park.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Top of the 3rd, Matt Neal is on. No bullpen activity. Revs trail 4-0. Gustavo Molina, oh, look out, check swing foul, and it does hit an empty seat. About halfway up behind the Revs dugout. Molina grounded to second his first time. Pretty nice crowd tonight here on this warm Wednesday.
Yeah, we had a fantastic Tuesday crowd yesterday. Over 3,200 fans showing up. A doozy for them to see.
There's a swing and a foul back. Nothing in two. Micah Owings walking toward the Revs bullpen and stretching. But Neal will hope to stay for a while. They do need to get him built up. 34 pitches at the start of this inning. 6, 7, and 8 in the order for him to face here. He winds and fires. Curveball, looped foul, straight back. Our Wellspan Sports Medicine injury report tonight. The Blue Crabs have nobody in the DL. The Revs don't either, but they do have Jason Repto day-to-day with hamstring soreness. It's your Wellspan Sports Medicine injury report. Neal another 0-2. And a swing and a pop-up in the infield. Nash coming down the line. And from first, he's got it a couple steps in on the grass. And Molina now 0 for 2 tonight. That'll bring up DeArby Myers, who doubled to left, leading off the second inning and scored. And then to end the second inning, made an impressive running grab deep in right center. His speed has been on display early tonight, both in the field and on the bases. Scored from second on a single last inning. First pitch here is fouled back. But he ran into foul ground to catch one in the first inning, and then deep in right center to haul one in, ending last inning. Josh Wilson robbed of extra bases. Neal winds and delivers. And a swing and a drive in right center field. Simmons on his horse. And he lays out, just came up empty. It'll bounce to the wall. Myers thinking 3. Burgess throws into Perez, who in turn relays to Wilson. And it is an easy 3 for Myers after Simmons went Superman. Airborne, diving in right center, but just missed it. He did all he could. Ends up being 3 bases for Myers, who's halfway to the cycle tonight.
He hit that ball about the same spot where he robbed Josh Wilson of extra bases in the last half inning. So he knows that spot awfully well. He knew that only he could really get there. Simmons made his best effort, just came up short.
That would have been one of the great plays of the season had he made it. Infield in, Eric Garcia, the hitter, takes high. And kind of the hit that paved the way for multiple runs last inning was Garcia's. Initially, he was up to bunt, playing for 1 run. They took the bunt off, and he singled, driving in a run. Later scored himself as Neal misses up a little bit. 2 balls and no strikes. And Castillo running down to the bullpen to catch Owings again. Already trailing, so the infield in. And the 2-0 to Garcia. He swings and grounds it in the same spot. Base hit to right. Right between Nash and Perez. Myers can waltz in to score, and it's 5-0. Garcia 2 for 2 with a pair of RBI singles here in the early going tonight. Blue Crabs with their 7th hit, actually their 8th. And here's Gary Brown, who had a sac bunt last inning. Pitch from Neal is down low. Southern Maryland, before losing last night and their previous game, they had won 4 in a row. And now Tejeda will bide some time and head out to talk with Neal. Blue Crabs had gotten within 5.5 in the division, which, you know, where they started, kind of impressive. 6.5 back entering play tonight, but they had been playing much better. Tonight off to a fast start, trying to halt their losing streak at 2. Neal ready to work again. And the pitch to Brown is swung on and lined to left, a base hit. There's a cutter over the middle and Brown right on it. And it's first and second. Third straight hit. The bottom of the order is a combined 5 for 5 with a sac bunt, the bottom 3. The Blue Crabs with their 9th hit. And back to the top of the order, and Lombardozzi, who in all of this, the league's leading hitter, does not have a hit yet. He's reached on an error and struck out, scored a run after reaching in the first inning. Neal to stretch. First pitch is in the dirt and ricochets off to the left. And on the wild pitch, both will move up. Tejeda tried to get square, but it bounced up the third base side. And now second and third, and this time they'll keep the infield back, conceding 1 run and trying to prevent 2 from scoring. 1-0 on Lombardozzi. And Neal to the stretch. Delivers and misses downstairs. Again, in his first start against Southern Maryland, just 1 run in 4 innings. But then he had to miss his next start. And then returned last week in Lancaster and really had to battle. And now this one tonight not going smoothly. As he misses down low, it's 3-0. The Revs would win that game last Thursday in Lancaster. A lot of base runners on him that night, even though he limited them to 3 runs. 3-0 pitch, and it's high and away. Ball 4 to load them. Looks like this will be his last hitter as they motion that Owings would have the next man. And this next pitch will be his 50th. Loaded for Bryant Nelson, who has walked and ripped an RBI single, extending his hitting streak to 11.
It's at 11 now. He's a quarter of a way to his age. 42 years old. Still kicking.
First pitch is grounded through the right side, and that's a hit. 1 run in. Here comes another one. They'll both score. Burgess has to throw in towards second, and it's a 7-0 Southern Maryland lead. Nelson on base all 3 times tonight, and he has now driven in 3. That right side of the infield getting worn out. And here comes Mace, and that'll be all after 2 1/3 innings tonight. 7-0. Southern Maryland has stormed in front out of the gates. I think Nelson uses that age thing as serious motivation for himself, just knowing him. And he's trucking along right now. Now a pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. And a tough night for Neal, who, despite the fatigue or whatever the case early in the season, good results his first 3 starts, but tough outings here these last 2.
What gets me, Darryl, is how quickly Southern Maryland had him figured out. They were swinging first pitch most of the time during these last 2 rallies in the second and third innings. If not the first swing, then the second or the third pitch they were swinging at. So they had him figured out pretty well. They read him like a book, knew what was going to come from him. So they were ready all the way.
Yeah, 50 pitches, 34 strikes. You'd expect more than 50 with the results, but you're right, a lot of early pitches put in play. 2 1/3 innings, 10 hits for the second straight start. and 7 runs, 5 earned. He is responsible for the 2 men currently on base, 2 walks and 1 strikeout. So Owings will take over, and we last saw him in a 2-inning appearance on Saturday night at New Britain. Did give up a pair of 2-out runs in his 2nd inning of work, as he comes into game number 5. Has made 2 starts, 1-1 with a .540 earned run average. 10 innings, 6 runs. He did make one of his starts at Southern Maryland on Mother's Day. Revs lost that game 14-7. He was charged with 3 runs in 3 innings.
Owings, a Georgia man, lives in Dahlonega, which is in the northern part of the state, originally from Gainesville. So he must feel awfully comfortable pitching in this mid-80s heat of mid-May in south central Pennsylvania. Now, maybe this is grasping for straws, Daryl, but Mace was talking about the contrast between tonight and what Neil was pitching in earlier when he was pitching in mid-50s weather. Maybe it was just too big of a weather jump for him. He was overcompensating or doing something not accounting for all the heat.
Kwan Jen Chen, the first man that Owings faces, and he goes around. A half swing on a ball bearing right in on his fists. And that actually crossed up to Hayda, who heads out to talk with Owings and make sure they're on the same page sign-wise. Well, it has gone from cold to hot very quickly. It seems as though our in-between seasons are no longer a thing here in these parts.
Just summer and winter. That's all we get now.
Chen 1 for 2. RBI and a run scored. And Owings will step off. Now into his stretch. And the 0-1, that's down and in. Last time that Owings pitched at home, he picked up his first win in 2 years when he was at AA Jacksonville. Only made 2 starts for the Suns that year, but it was the last Sunday that the Revs were at home against Sugar Land. The 1-1 and a bouncing ball, second base, Sunday hop to Dre. He'll feed Wilson and he'll turn at 4-6-3, double play. On a high 2-hopper, bounced to Dre, and that'll end the inning. But Southern Maryland scores 3 times on 4 hits, 1 runner left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's a 7-0 Southern Maryland lead.
Take it from me, guys. You want to make life happier? Your wife wants a nicer lawn, the kind of lawn you see on Home and Gardens and Martha Stewart. Here's a hint. You're not alone. Call your pals at Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. They've got a way with lush lawns that the ladies like. And as you know, happy wifey, happy hubby. Winky face. Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. World-class care right in your backyard. 717-292-9994.
Wednesdays are the worst. I've got to get the kids to school on time to get to work, then it's just one long day of meetings. But hey, at least I don't have to worry about making dinner.
Kids eat free with People's Bank. Save money at every Wednesday home game.
So now when the Revs are in town, I just pull into a People's Bank, pick up that week's coupon, and dinner is done. Revolution Wednesdays? Awesome. Revolution!
Thanks to People's Bank, kids eat free at every Wednesday home game. No need to be a People's Bank customer. Just pick up your coupon at any People's Bank branch and do dinner at People's Bank Park. 1 coupon per child per game.
Listen up, people.
This is the Rich Eisen Show.
He's a professional. And I did tweet out on 4th and 19, go blue. Irvin took a picture of me in the NFL Game Day morning meeting room celebrating, and I stupidly looked at his phone and did it. And he tweets it out what Rich Eisen was like when he thought You Miss Football won. I can't show you what it was like when they did not win. Do friends do that to friends? No.
The Rich Eisen Show.
Weekdays at noon on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. York Sports on your mobile device or online at WOYK1350.com.
Revs Revs trail 7-0 as we go to the bottom of the third inning. James Simmons to get things started.
Perhaps not the best bumper to play. Already gone.
Yeah, that may not have fit the moment. First pitch is over for a strike on Simmons.
Reverse psychology. Reverse psychology.
That's the only kind. Well, Lester the wind and the 0-1 curveball. Simmons tried to check and did hold off. He's hit safely in 4 straight. 1 hit in each of those 4. He's batting at .236. Couple home runs, 8 driven in. Lester with the 1-1. And a curveball that breaks over for a strike. Lester now 37 years of age, 6'3", 220. He's given up just 1 run each of his last 2 starts. He fires, and that's inside, a fastball. It's his 10th career Atlantic League start. He was with them for a time last season. The wind and the 2-2. Oh man, a late swing and a foul back into the seats. Simmons doing all he could to fight that one off, and it came flying back between the net and the York dugout. Hopefully all are okay. I don't see any panic down there, so I think we lucked out. Another 2-2, and he lines one at second, but right at Eric Garcia. Simmons hits it on the screws, but lines out to second, 1 away. Back to the top of the order and Tejeda. That kind of night so far. Hit hard. Tejeda struck out his first time up. Lester, who's pitched overseas in Japan, also in Mexico earlier in his career. First pitch to Tejeda is just outside as he checks his swing. Former 11th round pick of the Cubs in 2000 out of the University of Memphis. Made it to the majors with the Cubs, Rangers, and Orioles. He deals, and a swing and a pop-up foul the other way in right. So land in the picnic area.
Tejeda tied with Joel Guzman and Andres Perez for most multi-hit games the Revs. They all have 10. Thing with Tejeda is all 10 of them coming this month.
Swings here, comes up empty. On a pitch down and away.
5 2-hit games, including the one we saw last night. 5 3-hit games. The man has been locked in. And Mace has moved him up to the very top of the order. Hey, they're really making the most of the playing time he earned after riding the pine for the first couple of weeks.
1-2, and that's way outside. It's in the top 5 and on base now. Overall at 407. The wind and the 2-2. And that's inside. Good take. As he demonstratively turned and yanked the arms back. 3-2. Revs trail 7-0 here in the third inning. Lester deals. And a swing and a bounce foul, third base side.
Oh. What you need, sir? I'm your flight attendant. I heard the ping.
This flight is bumpy.
Can I get you some ice water or perhaps something stronger?
Stronger's good. Sound effects and everything on this show. To remember to close Facebook when the game starts. Pitch to Tejeda, misses high, and it's ball 4. Oh, 1 out base runner, the first walk of the night from Lester. our Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care home run contest tonight. The only reason I had this thing open. Reginald Haynes is our participant. Good luck, Reginald. If a Revs player goes yard, you win a prize pack from the Revs and Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care.
We hope you win. It cost Daryl, it cost him getting found out of using Facebook at work.
Whoops. Work purposes, of course.
Yeah. All right, I'm right there with you, so I can't really call you out on it.
Ball one outside on Michael Rocket. He fouled to right his first time. And Lester misses upstairs, 2-0. Well, the Revs have outscored opponents big time early in games this season. Maybe tonight they can flip the script. Although Lester looks like he's in pretty good command early. The 2-0, and that misses high. Just 2 runs given up in 13 innings. His last 2 starts, 5 hits in 13 innings, including as Molina heads out to meet with him. They'll spend a visit here, including giving up just 1 run on 1 hit in 7 innings in a game in Lancaster 2 starts ago. Back early in his career, had a really good year in the Cubs bullpen in 2004, 5-1, ERA in the 3s. He might have been a teammate of Michael Wirtz in Chicago, actually. As he steps off, he'll take a walk behind the mound. Michael is now pitching coach for Chad Tracy, of course, at Inland Empire. And the pitch to Rocket, a fastball over for a called strike. 3-1. Why did my Google search bring up Michael Wirtz Batman? Here's a swing and a foul back.
I'm sure there's a very interesting story behind that.
I bet. Yes, they were teammates in Chicago in 04.
That was the year Nomar Garcia Parra went to the Cubs.
That's right. And the next one up and in, and back-to-back walks as Rocket will take his base. Now the Revs with 2 on and 1 out. Joel Guzman coming up.
Growing up in Indiana, even as a Mets fan, you hear a lot about the Cubs. And when Garcia Parra came over, everybody in the neighborhood was just buzzing. They thought that this would be the trade to finally put them over the top and get them back into the World Series for the first time since '45, something coming so close the year before. And they got 89 wins that year, but just happened to run against a very good division and fell short.
Here's Joel, who singled to right his first time. First pitch is up and away. Yeah, they had a good team.
The old Dusty Baker years.
Mm-hmm. Down the stretch from Lester, he deals, and that's over for a strike. I've heard, and I'd have to go back and look, and I'm not sure if it was anybody that directly went to Boston in that 4-team trade, but the feeling up there, and it wasn't anything against Nomar, but it was almost like paving the way for others to take over, as that kind of opened the door for them to win.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a start of a new era. And they did get Orlando Cabrera from the Expos, who was a great shortstop for them in that run.
Doug Mankiewicz, the first baseman.
Yeah, there's a foul back. So I guess directly it did help in that sense. But the Cubs in that deal, a couple future Atlantic Leaguers, they sent Francis Beltran to the Expos, who would be the Revs closer to start the 2010 season. It didn't go great, but he was here. And Brendan Harris, future Long Island Duck. Here's a swing and a miss as Lester climbs the ladder and gets Guzman swinging, 2 away.
Joel pressing. If the game's a little closer than it is right now, I'll bet you he takes on that. He feels he needs to get his team back into it, so he's swinging at anything that's even remotely close. And that one, I suppose, counts as remotely, but not close in a normal sense.
Here's Talvin Nash, who roped a single off the arch nemesis in the first inning. Now Lester the stretch and deals, and a check on a slider. Lester wants to appeal. They ask at first, and Bill Reuters said he went. No balls and a strike. Also in that trade, Matt Merton went from the Red Sox to the Cubs. Matt's brother Luke would end up playing for Southern Maryland a couple of years ago. And Matt was a college teammate at Georgia Tech of Eric Patterson, Brandon Boggs. All kinds of connections. There's a breaking ball in the dirt.
It's
1-1 on Nash.
It's hard not to have connections when you have a 4-team trade.
That's
you
true.
see maybe 1 or 2 3-teamers when you head into the deadline. But 4? Very rare.
Actually, I guess Merton would have been Micah Owings' teammate at Georgia Tech also. On a pitch to Nash. Swung on and line to left. A bullet for a hit. They'll have to hold Tejeda at third. That'll load him, but Talvin Nash with a ringing base hit. He's 2 for 2. He is really locked in right now. Not just swinging for the fences. That thing was a low missile. Now 9 for 17 his last 5 games. 2 for 2 tonight. If he gets more air under either of those, they're homers, but you like to see the level swing, of course, which will lend to more consistent production overall. Here's Michael Burgess with them loaded. First pitch, a swing and a miss. He saw one up and let it fly. Flew out to right in the first inning. Revs down 7-0. They could put a major dent into that with one big hit. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, driven in the air, in right field. It is gone! He's got the grand slam tonight! Michael Burgess, a line drive slam to right off the picnic tents. And the Revs are right back in this thing, 7-4. Here in the third inning, he's driven in 9 in his first 6 games with York, 7 in 2 games here at home, and the Revs have their first slam of the year.
Well, there's your big dent, Darryl. My goodness. That thing was headed towards the parking lot if the tents hadn't gotten in the way. Nice level swing. Very nice production from Burgess, who finally got a hold of one.
Man, this team, here's Andres Perez who takes a strike. That quickly. Lester had the first out, then 2 walks, then got the second out. But Nash singled and Burgess made him pay. Here's a breaking ball outside. So 7-0 to 7-4 on one swing, and it's only the third inning. They are far from out of this thing. Pitch to Dre, swung on, hit high in the air in center. Gary Brown froze like a statue to get a read. He'll tiptoe back and makes the catch to end the inning. But Michael Burgess has really endeared himself in a short period of time. 7 ribbies his first 2 nights at home, and this one's early. Revs with 4 runs on 2 hits. The big one, the slam. Will DeBoer with the call as we head to the 4th. It's Southern Maryland 7, York 4.
Smith, Mayer & Little is a holistic wealth management group with one product, advice. We aim to simplify our clients' lives, help them retire comfortably, and build lasting legacies for their families and the causes they care about. Our purpose is simple, to make a meaningful difference in the lives of our clients, our community, and the world in which we live with the advice we provide. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. We make our living by making a difference. Visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
What's more fun and exciting than playing Pennsylvania Millions with top prizes of $1 million? Winning on the spot. Woohoo! I won! So if you can't wait to win, then don't wait to play. Pennsylvania Millions from the Pennsylvania Lottery for a chance to win up to $1 million on the spot. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Keep on scratching. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Eric Hosmer's got nothing on this. Mad Dash Grilled Cheese is comfort food at its finest. Mad Dash is Central PA's favorite artisan grilled cheese truck, bringing you creative concoctions with the freshest and most flavorful ingredients. Available for food truck festivals, weddings, corporate, and private caterings. Find Mad Dash this year along the third base line at Peoples Bank Park for all York Revolution home games. Call 717-574-5168 or visit online at mad-grilledcheese.com. Mad Dash Artisan Grilled Cheese. Welcome home.
First in York, first in sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
If you're just joining us, it's a brand new ball game here at Peoples Bank Park. The first pitch from Micah Owings is right down George Street for called strike one to Michael Snyder. 7-4 Blue Crabs, York's 4 coming off of one swing from Michael Burgess, a grand slam in the bottom of the third inning to get the Revs right back in it. Here's the 0-1 jam job and a trickler foul towards the third base dugout.
Last slam was Paniagua's walk-off against Bridgeport last September 4th.
Oh, we see that every day here at the ballpark. That intro video Scott Parker did. Now he's got another one. Here's the 0-2 to Snyder, who takes it above his helmet for ball one. Snyder, 2 for 2 today. A couple of singles, one of them of the infield variety. Snyder himself, one of the top sluggers in the Atlantic League with 5 home runs, but he's been stuck on 5 for a couple of weeks. Now the 1-2, swung on and missed for strike 3. Got him with a breaking ball. Snyder is retired. That's the first out of the inning for Micah Owings.
I guess Reginald Haynes won.
Oh, yes.
Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care home run contest.
Congratulations, Reginald. You will take home a prize back from Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. Your lawn and landscape care needs in York, Pennsylvania. Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. They used to sell lampshades. It didn't quite work. Fred Lewis stepping up. He'll try and take care of the landscape of his batting average. Came in hitting .255. He's down a couple of points with an 0 for 2 night. RBI fielder's choice back in the first. And he takes outside for ball one. Well, your out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by York Mitsubishi. A full night of Wednesday baseball here in the Atlantic League. First place Sugarland is in Somerset. They lead the Patriots 1-0 in the top of the third. And there's a bloop left side of the infield. Wilson has it pretty easily, makes the catch, 2 away. Other games, Long Island up 3-0 over Bridgeport in the bottom of the fourth from Bethpage Ballpark on the island. And the bottom of the fifth from New Britain. Bees 3-2 leaders over the Lancaster Barnstormers. Gustavo Molina, he is the K man today. No K for him just yet as he takes a breaking ball inside for ball one. But he is 0 for 2 tonight. A ground out second and a pop out to first on his record tonight. And he takes about the same spot on a fastball inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Southern Maryland up 7-4. 7 runs on 10 hits, no errors, 4-4-1 for York. 2-0 inside, so Owings consistently missing in the same spot. And he's gone 3-0 on Gustavo Molina. And Molina, the Venezuelan national, stands in. Open stance for him. Takes 3-0 inside with a bit of a dramatic turn a la Tejeda. And he has himself a 4-pitch walk with 2 outs in the 4th inning. Now when Mike Owens would have won it in pursuit of the Revs' first 1-2-3 inning of the night, and they'll have to wait at least one more inning. As for now, Owens will have to shake it off and face the dangerous Darby Myers. 2 for 2 today, a double, a triple, and a pair of runs. And a rip that's caught by Brian Pounds at third base. Hit it on the screws. Pounds with a bit of a leap. Brian, not the tallest third baseman in the world at just 6 foot, but he had plenty of leg that time. That retires the side for the Blue Crabs. No runs on no hits, no errors, 1 left on. Middle of the 4th, your score, Southern Maryland 7, York 4 on Revs Radio WOYK.
Come and celebrate 10 years of York Revolution baseball with the Celebrate York Series presented by Memorial Hospital. The series honors significant contributions from York, Pennsylvania's most notable events and favorite citizens with giveaways every Friday night home game. The series continues on Friday, May 27th with a Vonnie Grimes bobblehead music box giveaway. Visit YorkRevolution.com for more details. It's the Celebrate York Series, proudly presented by Memorial Hospital for the York Revolution's 10th anniversary season.
It's time again for York Mitsubishi's Memorial Day sale going on all month long with huge savings on all 2016 Outlanders, Lancers, Mirages, and Outlander Sports. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months or rebates and discounts up to $4,000. And as always, every new Mitsubishi gets our famous 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So stop by York Mitsubishi during our Memorial Day sale going on all month long just off Route 30 on Roosevelt Avenue, York Mitsubishi, where Mitsubishis always cost less.
Celebrate the York Revolution's 10th anniversary with 20 giveaways, fireworks every Saturday, and entertainment all season long. Friday, May 27th, Memorial Hospital presents the Vonnie Grimes bobblehead, complete with his recording of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Saturday, May 28th, AAA Southern PA presents fireworks and buy one get one free tickets for AAA members. And on Memorial Day, thank our veterans by bringing them to the game. All veterans receive a free ticket and food voucher. Get your tickets today at YorkRevolution.com.
Your county, your teams. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
We're to the last of the 4th inning. Pounds, Wilson, and Simmons due up for the Revs. Down 7-4, trying to get another chunk of those runs back. First is the man who ended the top of the 4th inning with a nice leaping catch on a frozen rope off the bat of Darby Myers. It's Brian Pounds. Smiling to us from the video scoreboard in right center field and looking to smile all the way around the bases. The first pitch coming in from John Lester misses up and in for ball 1. Pounds, a looking strikeout back in the 2nd inning. He wasn't particularly pleased with the call. Now Lester into the overhand wind, and the 1-0. Shattered bat, it rolls foul towards the on-deck circle as about 2 or 3 shards of lumber flying into the left side of the infield. Bat boy comes out. That broken bat brought to you by Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. And as those fireworks conclude, we can tell you about the fireworks on Saturday night, presented by AAA. On the field fireworks every Saturday night here at Peoples Bank Park. It's quite a sight to see. And most certainly will not include the risk of being struck by flying objects, as unless, of course, you decide to strap yourself to a firework and fly into the air. But who would want to do that? Not me, certainly, every day of my life. 1-1 to Pounds with a new stick, and he takes low and away for ball one. And Pounds, the two-time Atlantic League All-Star, will face a 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike two. That one's a slider that Pounds went fishing on. It was low. Now they count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Revs down 7-4. Trying to get back into it. 2-2 from Leicester. This one fouled away out towards the Mezzogiorno Picnic Pavilion, where it's going home with a fan from Stewartstown. Nice souvenir here on a nice pre-summer night. Another 2-2 pitch. Another foul ball out towards the first base concourse. And the count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat coming from Leicester. The wind still fairly inconsequential. And another 2-2. Popped him up. This one's staying in play right side of the infield. Under it is Snyder from first base. Makes the catch, fighting what's left of the sun, and it's one away. We're approaching the twilight portion of the evening. That sun dipping down over the Cadorus Creek, over our left shoulders. Still plenty light in the sky, but not enough to distract anyone who's trying to stand in and swing a bat at a baseball. Josh Wilson is up. He's 0 for 1 today. His first pitch from Leicester misses above the letters for ball one. Wilson and Leicester very familiar with each other. If you joined us for the WOYK Revs pregame show, they both came up single A, double A together about 2000 through 2002. And there's the 1-0 that misses about the same spot high. 2 balls and no strikes. So Wilson fairly familiar with John Lester. Took him pretty deep to right center his first time up, but Darby Myers racing over from right field to make a catch on the warning track. There's a wave and a whiff. Had a fastball. Wilson on top of it, and it's 2 balls and 1 strikes. 1 strike rather. Wilson, a shrug of the shoulders. Square stands for him. That's pretty much straight up, and he flexes out of the way of that one for ball 3. Lester coming inside. Wilson will shake it off and step back in. It's 3-1. So will Lester. Into the wind. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Breaking ball that time. Wilson expecting fast. He got not so fast. And the count's back full. Lester with the payoff pitch. And there's a drive into left field, but playable. Lewis trots over, gets there quickly, slows down, makes the catch, 2 away. 2 hard hit balls for Josh Wilson. It won't say much in the mock score tomorrow morning, but for those here, they'll remember some hard contact from Wilson, just some bad luck. 2 up and 2 down for Leicester. And he'll have James Simmons into the fold to try and get through this inning 1-2-3. Southern Maryland nursing a 7-4 lead. And Simmons goes opposite field, but playable for Myers, who makes a catch jogging at the knees, side retired. Revs attacking on Leicester, but coming up empty. Just a 14-pitch inning for John. Revs go down in order. Under the 4th-year score, Southern Maryland 7, York 4, here on Revs Radio, WOYK.
You hear a lot about CPAP masks these days, but here's something you don't hear much about. Over half of the people who wear a CPAP mask for sleep stop wearing it within a year. How's that working for you? Dr. Gordon Bell would like you to hear this. York Dental Sleep Therapy has dental options that can help many of those people. If you or someone you live with is struggling with sleep apnea, visit yorksleep.com and see how Dr. Gordon Bell can help return your home to peaceful nights of deep, restful sleep. If you're groggy during the workday, if you wake up up feeling exhausted? If you would like to get your nighttime sleep patterns back to a healthy state, get a confirmation from your doctor, then meet with Dr. Bell at his office on West Market Street in Hallam. He'll evaluate your symptoms and discuss which treatments would best suit your situation. Dr. Bell can restore restful sleep and get you feeling better day and night. York Dental Sleep Therapy. Call 316-1299 or visit yorksleep.com to learn more.
Payne doesn't take Sunday off. Neither do we. We're open weekdays 8 to 8 and weekends 9 to 6. Just walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics, 2319 South George Street in York, across from the Apple Hill Health Campus. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today.
This Sunday, join the York Revolution for Princess Day. Meet Anna and Elsa of Frozen from noon to 2. Play in an inflatable castle. Make your own crown and enter to win a drawing of Elsa in a Revolution jersey. Get details and tickets at YorkRevolution.com. Princess Day, where People's Bank Park is an open door.
Follow York Sports on your Android. Search Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
It's the top of the fifth inning from People's Bank Park. Will DeBoer with you as the Revs find themselves down 7-4. 7 straight runs for Southern Maryland over the first 3 innings. Revs getting 4 back on a grand slam by Michael Burgess in the bottom of the third. Mike Owings' first pitch is shot the opposite field. Rocket onto the warning track in front of the arch nemesis. 1 pitch and 1 out for Owings as we start the fifth. Matt Neal in line for the loss. If the Revs cannot come back any further, he allowed all 7 of those runs, 5 of them earned in his 3 1/3 innings. 10 hits given up, same as what he gave up against Lancaster last Thursday, but a lot more hard contact off the Blue Crab bats than Barnstormer attack. Owings misses outside, that trickles to the backstop for ball 1. Gary Brown has a sac bunt and a single and a run on his ledger. And Brown moved back to the 9 hole after Steve Lombardosi was a late scratch yesterday. Faces a 1-0 and takes it in the back. Well, more like left side. Gary Brown is on in a rather painful way. Ooh, that may have actually hit elbow. It was close to elbow, left side. In any case, Brown appears to be all right. But the Blue Crabs have a comparatively free base runner here in the top of the 5th inning, and Lombardosi, a aforementioned late scratch, will try and bring him around. First a toss back over to first base as Brown is held aboard. Gary, a touch of speed, 155 stolen bases in 6 years in the minor leagues. And from the stretch, the first pitch to Lombardosi is at the bell to called strike 1. For Brown, his career high, 53 stolen bases. Caught 19 times in the California League with San Jose back in 2011, and Owings nearly had him that time on the pickoff move, but Brown gets the right arm in there. San Jose Giants. I shouldn't have to tell you who they are affiliated with. 53 steals for Brown in 2011. Here's the 0-1 to Lombardosi. Brown takes off. The pitch is outside. The throw by Tejeda is strong, but not in time. A stolen base for Gary Brown. And for him, that's number 4 on the season. He's been caught twice. He puts himself into scoring position as the Blue Crabs try and respond and build the lead back up. It's 7-4 right now. It's been as high as 7-0. Owings will try and limit the damage. Deep breath from him. A check on Brown. He works from the first base side of the rubber, and the 1-1 pitch is above the letters for ball 2. Steve Lombardosi, he's a junior. He is the son of Steve Lombardosi Sr., a 6-year Major League veteran in the 80s and very early 90s. Most notably with the St. Louis Cardinals. 2-1 pitch swung on and missed for strike 2. 80 miles an hour from Owens. Lombardozzi was thinking fastball. Steve Sr., .412 average for the St. Louis Cardinals in the 1987 World Series. Cardinals losing that one in 7 games to the Minnesota Twins in a series in which the home team won every game. Of course, images of that series, the 120 decibel Metrodome in Minnesota. As Lombardozzi takes inside here, he nearly takes one in the side. And the count is full. Lombardozzi always grew up a baseball man. Preseason third-team high school All-American by Rawlings back in 2005. Rode that all the way to St. Petersburg College where he played collegiately. And he shoots one over to short, taken on about 8 hops by Wilson. Easy throw over to first is in time. 2 away. Brown moves up and Lombardozzi works just like a sacrifice. Moves another run 90 feet from the plate. But with just 1 out to get him home, and that responsibility will fall on the elder statesman of the Southern Maryland roster, 42-year-old Bryant Nelson. A man who is now in his 23rd season of professional baseball. He takes at the knees on a fastball for called strike 1. Nelson made his debut with the Auburn New York Penn League team back when they were affiliated with Houston back in 1994. 94 was when he made his debut, and he grounds one over to second. Bobbled by Perez, knocks it down, recovers in time. And Nelson, not with much speed at this age, can't get there nearly in time. The throw beats him, side retires. So 1 out hit batsman goes nowhere for the Blue Crabs. No runs on, no hits, no errors, 1 left on. Middle of the 5th, your score, Southern Maryland 7, York 4 on Revs Radio WOYK.
Providing quality services efficiently and in a timely manner to its clients is the mission of the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins. GSLSC is equipped to handle any real estate transactions, leases, residential and commercial real estate settlements, zoning issues, and all matters involving municipalities. They are also experienced in the formation and operation of family real estate ventures that are tax sensitive to the needs of the investors. Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins is an approved title insurance agency and can provide you with title insurance and legal representation at one low cost when buying a home or investment property. Don't risk any real estate settlement without an experienced real estate attorney from the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins at your side. Phone 717-757-7602. They've been handling residential and commercial real estate matters in South Central Pennsylvania for more than 50 years. With mortgage interest rates at an all-time low, now is the time to buy or refinance. Phone 717-757-7602 today or visit their website, gslsc.com.
Get into the ball game with great savings and great weekly specials at your Sure Save neighborhood markets. Use your gold card every time you shop and you automatically receive savings and rewards. And get incredible deals on the new Best Yet brand products at Saubel's Markets, Wetzel's Market, and also at Nell's Market Fresh Foods. Always a hit and always great savings.
There's only one place for local high school sports. Sports Radio 1350.
We head to the last of the 5th. Southern Maryland up 7-4. Revs coming back with the top of the order. It's Tejeda, Rocket, and Guzman. First is Isaiah Tejeda, who set up that grand slam with a 1-out walk in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Tejeda, second leading hitter in the Atlantic League as we came in tonight. Lester into the windup, and the first pitch from John is outside on a fastball for ball 1. Tejeda has been pro since 2010. Yankees rookie ball back then. He's been in the Yankee system up until this season. 1-0, and he shoots one into right field, but easily playable for Myers. He had a leap for that one, but he's got it. 1 out. So Darby Myers has been quite the adventure in right field throughout today. Michael Rocket coming up next. Foul out to right, one of Myers' many, many catches, and a walk and a run ahead of the Burgess Grand Slam. First pitch to Michael, and he takes in the dirt for ball one. Rocket, the Texan, standing in to face John Lester, born in California, now in Florida. And he takes low and away for ball two. Rocket will try and paint his way aboard. Same way he paints his spikes before most games. And there's a rip deep into left field. This one going way back over the wall. Turn and watch it go. Michael Rocket with his first home run of the season. Just clears the arch nemesis about in the middle of that wall, and the Revs with their 5th straight run. It's 7-5 Southern Maryland. A hot pre-summer night, and Michael Rocket getting the benefit of the carry. And Lewis stopped at the wall for that one. You figured it was either going to come way off the top and he was going to have to be ready for it, or it was going to clear. It ends up clearing. Oh, Rocket with his first home run of the year. Joel Guzman grounds the first pitch. He sees over to short. Double clutch by Lombardoza, but he's got plenty of time. 2 away. Two down, the man you expect to see clearing that deep wall, Telvin Nash, coming into the fold. For Rocket, the 35th home run of his professional career, 17 of them coming in the Atlantic League. Never been much of a home run guy. His career high in the league was 8 with Sugar Land back in 2014, just 2 with the Camden River Sharks last season. First pitch to Telvin skips the dirt outside for ball one. And Lester, with 5 runs given up, has just thrown his 80th pitch, and we're still in the 5th inning. He may not be long for this game. Nash trying to send him out with a couple of more runs on his billfold as Telvin fouls this one out of play. That's over the luxury suites, and it brings the count to 1-1. York was down 7-0 in the middle of the 3rd inning. Now it's the bottom of the 5th, and they're back within 7-5. 5 runs on 5 hits and 1 error for the Revs, 7-10 and no errors for Southern Maryland. All 5 of the York runs coming by way of the long ball. And Nash watches a slider dip low and away for ball two. The grand slam in the 3rd by Michael Burgess, and the solo home run moments ago by Michael Rocket. Lester, deep breath, into the wind. The 2-1 pitch, fouled back to the screen by Nash. Level swing, but he was below it. And now deuces go wild. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Nash digging in. League leader with 10 home runs. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball low and away. Telvin holds up. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Telvin's done a much better job of resisting the urge to flail at that pitch. Really boosted his numbers this year. Payoff pitch and a shallow fly ball out to right. Myers over to his left, coming in now, makes an easy catch, side retired, but the Revs inch closer. A solo home run by the Rocket Man. Not quite burning out his fuse yet for the Revs. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, none left aboard. And to the 5th year score, Southern Maryland 7, York 5, here on Revs Radio, WOYK.
And
Here we go, folks. She steps up to the box. This is a real pressure situation. 2 kids tugging at her blouse, a long line of customers, and only 30 minutes to get in, get a dozen maple donuts, and get to the party.
Oh, boy, look at the time.
One of Charlie Donuts All-Stars winds up, and here's the pitch.
Welcome to Maple Donuts. Can I help you?
Yes. No. I'm sorry. I'm not quite ready.
Oh, she steps out. The pressure may be too much, folks. No, wait. What's this? A meeting at the plate?
Okay, Mommy needs to order our maple donuts now. Can you two be good, please?
And she steps back up to the box.
All ready now?
I am.
She's swinging for the fences.
I'll have 4 glazed, 3 vanilla sprinkles, 3 chocolate icing, 2 jelly filled, and 1 chocolate peanut covered.
Wow, that was Major League. She read every stitch of that fastball and knocked it clean out of the park.
Enjoy your maple donuts.
Oh, we will. Okay, kids, let's go. Let's get these maple donuts to the party.
There you have it, folks. Maple Donuts, 58 varieties. Ready whenever you need to step up to the plate.
Maple Donuts taste right.
Well, I finally did it. I took my dad's advice and joined his credit union.
Which one?
PSECU. I'm eligible because my dad's a member, but I joined through work.
Really? I thought you had to work for the state.
A lot of people think that, but there are lots of ways to be eligible.
I'm not really thrilled with my bank and all their fees. I need to check them out.
Definitely. It's worth the switch.
PSCCU is the credit union for you. Find your way at psccu.com/join. This credit union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
We're back for the top of the 6th inning. Between innings here at People's Bank Park, they had the giant plastic bubbles that people smashed against each other, and it was no contest this time. I'm afraid the young man that ended up on his head a couple of times may need a concussion test as badly as he fared in that showdown. Revs not faring so badly after all in this one. Down 7-5 after being down 7-0. Micah Owings will try and keep the ship steady, and it's a first pitch strike to Kwan Jen Chen, 0-1. Owings has been a steady hand after Southern Maryland jumped all over Matt Neal. Now the 0-1, it's a comebacker, knocked down by Owings, recovers, pounds the mitt, and throws over to first base in time. 1 away from Micah as we're in the top of the 6th, and we're overdue for station ID here on Revs Radio WOYK.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
Will DeBoer, Darrell Henry with you at People's Bank Park, where the sun is just starting to darken. It's looking like a uniform light shade of blue over our heads. And the first pitch to Michael Snyder just catches outside black for strike 1. Snyder is 2 for 3 today, a couple of singles, but a strikeout against Owings to lead off the 4th. And Southern Maryland will try and restart their bats after having fallen silent for much of the middle innings. 0-1, high and outside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Southern Maryland 7 runs on 10 hits, but no hits off of Micah Owings yet. York 5 runs on 5 hits and 1 error. Owings ready, he sets the belt. Here's the kick and the 1-1. Right down George Street at off speed for called strike 2.
Almost feels like the Revs are playing with house money tonight, falling behind 7-0. I mean, I don't feel like the pressure's on them. I feel like it's the other way around at this point.
Down 7-0. If you even get close, it's a so-called moral victory as Snyder is jammed and he flies one out towards right. Burgess under it, makes a two-handed catch. Nice fundamentals. Sun 2 away. At Southern Maryland, you look at a team that has lost almost twice as many games as they've won at 11 and 20. A team that really needs a win, really came in thinking, okay, we've got this one. But lo and behold, they had to play with that lead and protect it for 7 full innings, and The Revs have really come back. First pitch to Fred Lewis is a breaking ball. It crosses at the belt, a called strike one. Lewis, an RBI fielder's choice back in the first inning, beat out a potential double play ball. Neon green batting gloves, really contrasting with the black jersey, and there's a crack into right field. Burgess jogging over to his right, makes a pretty easy catch, side retired. So Micah Owings retired 5 in a row. He has gone 3 full scoreless innings to go along with the 2 outs he got in the third. For the Blue Crabs, nothing across. Middle of the 6th, your score, Southern Maryland 7, York 5, here on Revs Radio, WOYK.
Did you send that email?
No, the server's down.
Again? That's the 3rd time this week. Did you call support?
Sure, great hold music for the last hour.
There's got to be a better way.
There is. Let SoCo Business Solutions maintain your current IT environment, evaluate your current systems, or provide support that's local and responsive. Contact SoCo at 717-505-8080 and let us be your IT solutions provider. That's 717-505-8080 or online at SoCoBusinessSolutions.com.
Wednesdays are the worst. I've got to get the kids to school in time to get to work, then it's just one long day of meetings. But hey, at least I don't have to worry about making dinner.
Kids eat free with People's Bank. Save money at every Wednesday home game.
So now when the Revs are in town, I just pull into a People's Bank, pick up that week's coupon, and dinner is done. Revolution Wednesdays? Awesome. Revolution!
Thanks to People's Bank, kids eat free at every Wednesday home game. No need to be a People's Bank customer. Just pick up your coupon at any People's Bank branch and do dinner at People's Bank Park. 1 coupon per child per game.
Celebrate the York Revolution's 10th anniversary with 20 giveaways, fireworks every Saturday, and entertainment all season long. Friday, May 27th, Memorial Hospital presents the Vonnie Grimes bobblehead, complete with his recording of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Saturday, May 28th, AAA Southern PA presents fireworks and buy one get one free tickets for AAA members. And on Memorial Day, thank our veterans by bringing them to the game. All veterans receive a free ticket and food voucher. Get your tickets today at YorkRevolution.com.
On air, online, and on your smartphone. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Bottom of the 6th from South Central PA. Revs trying to pull even here at 7-5. They've scored 5 unanswered after spotting Southern Maryland 7 in the first 3 innings. And really quick, to our friends at Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care, if you're still listening tonight, get on Twitter right now because the top trending topic, hashtag in the United States, is landscaping films.
But of course it is.
I don't know how these things happen, but if you want to get on Cape Shear or you got snails or he's just not that into ewes, now's the time, Heritage. Michael Burgess getting on the first pitch, and he's going to bang this one off the wall about halfway up. It bounces away from Lewis, and Burgess is going to trot into second base. A leadoff double. Michael Burgess hitting the ball very well in his new home park and spraying it all over. That an opposite field shot. Lewis couldn't play the carom. And now York will bring the tying run to the plate in the form of a man who loves hitting in this ballpark, Andres Perez.
I think Burgess is going to love it too. He's a lefty with plenty of opposite field pop.
Second wall ball hit of the night for the Revs, and the third one involving the arch nemesis. First pitch to Perez. It's a tapper down the third base line. Burgess will take off, and Nelson tried the David Wright bare hand. He can't come up with it. Infield single for Andres Perez, and the first 2-minute reach on the first 2 pitches from Lester here in the 6th. Southern Maryland's going to get a man warming in the bullpen rather quickly. Brian, our scorekeeper, has indicated it's Brian Grenning.
It's getting fun, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely is.
Man.
Now it's Brian Pounds, who knows a thing or two about 3-run homers. He had one just last night in this very same inning. Now Lester, a quick toss over to first base, chasing Perez back. Dre's foot speed has really diminished as he's gotten older. 32 years old now as of 2 days ago, but just 3 stolen bases last year, none this year. First pitch, Pounds takes low and in for ball one. I don't expect Mace would do a potential steal right here, not with men on the corners and nobody out, but Lester aware of the fact nevertheless. 7-5 Southern Maryland for the moment. Burgess on third, Perez on first with nobody out. Lester from the stretch, outer block on a fastball, strike one.
I thought Lester looked pretty sharp early in this game, and he had been pitching very well coming into this start. But the Revs are red hot at home right now, and they believe too. This game can become a head game, and right now they believe. Southern Maryland might be thinking, what next?
What next is a 1-1 pitch, and Pounds takes below the knees. Molina lost it for the briefest of moments. Now he's got it. 2-1. I would believe too if I was 11-4 in this ballpark in the first 15 games. That is the best record in the Atlantic League at home. By a half game over Long Island, who are 10-4 at Bethpage. 2-1 pitch, left it outside, ball three. At the 91st pitch from John Lester. Potential pitch of the game coming right here. It's a good one to hit for Pounds if he sees something he likes. Burgess on third, Perez on first, nobody down. There's the 3-1. Pounds with a rip into right center. This one's going into the gap, and it's rolling all the way to the wall. Burgess scores. Perez getting the green light. The throw not in time. Perez scores, standing up, and we're tied. 7-7 on the two-run double by Brian Pounds. The Revs have come all the way back.
Just amazing. And it only took 4 innings of offense. What a resilient group.
And this should be it for Lester. Here comes Jeremy Owens. Crowds back into this one. The Revs have the go-ahead run on second base. And that is indeed it for Lester. After 92 pitches, his night is over. 7 runs on the board already against him, and he's leaving the go-ahead run on second base. This pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts and Brian Grenning getting the nod for Owens coming out of the pen.
If the Revs can pull it off tonight, Will, and this thing's still early, if they can pull it off, they're trying to tie a team record for largest comeback win. July 15th, 2010 at Long Island, they were down 7-0. They won 14-13. If they're able to do it, it would be the largest at home. They've come back from down 6-0 twice to win at home. July 8th of 2007 against Bridgeport, September 17th, 2011 against Southern Maryland.
Oh, quite the comeback, and they have drawn even. They'll try and go ahead off of Brian Grenning, who's making his lucky 13th appearance of the season for the Blue Crabs. 0-1. 0-1, 675 ERA. That's 12 earned runs and 16 innings of work. Coming off of an appearance 3 days ago against Lancaster, where he gave up a run on 2 hits in 1 1/3 innings. Grenning, a longtime veteran of this Atlantic League. This is his 4th complete year in the circuit. Started out with Lancaster in 13, Barnstormers and Blue Crabs in 14. He was with Southern Maryland last year. A native of Lake Oswego, Oregon. That's where he calls home now. Born in Colorado Springs. And he is the man charged with putting out the fire.
Well, it's an inferno right now. Revs trying to tie the team record for biggest comeback and set a stadium record for biggest comeback. And I don't know what to make. I mean, it feels like we're just getting started. It's only the 6th inning, and they've already erased all of that. And usually that's an all-night battle back, but this thing's still early.
It's still early. It's early, but You know, early to bed, early to rise, something. I don't know if that applies here. That's the first thing that came to mind, though. And now it's Josh Wilson trying to perform in the spotlight. He's got Pounds on second with nobody out here in the bottom of the sixth in a 7-7 game as Grenning steps off. Wilson has the spotlight just like the Stage Deli. He's got the spotlight on outstanding soup, salads, and sandwiches. For daily specials and catering options, visit their Facebook page or visit them on North George Street right across from the Strand Capitol Theater. That Facebook page, Stage Deli on York. Grenning from the stretch, the first pitch to Wilson. Fastball, tried the corner and missed. It's outside for ball one.
It's interesting, the corners are in, thinking Wilson might try to bunt, but this is a big boy kind of night at the plate, I think.
Wilson, the consummate big boy, 35-year-old. 1-0. That one's low and away, and it's 2 balls and no strikes to Wilson. Grenning. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Foul back to the screen just off the end of the bat. And now it's 2 balls and 1 strike. If you're just joining us, it's a brand new ball game right now. Quite officially, it might as well be 0-0, but it's 7-7. Blue Crabs and Revs. Southern Maryland, the first 7 runs. 2, 2, and 3 in the first, second, and third innings. York 4 on a grand slam by Michael Burgess in their third. Solo home run by Michael Rocket in the bottom of the 5th, and Wilson with a crack into center. That falls for a base hit. Polo giving the red light to Brian Pounds. No use risking it. Trying to make the first out potentially at the plate. So Wilson keeps the carousel rolling. And now with men on the corners and the go-ahead run 90 feet from the plate, it's James Simmons. His turn to make a splash on this game. 2 runs home already in the 6th. The Brian Pounds 2-run double.
Already this season, we've had just some epics here in this park. This would go right to the top of the list if they can take the lead and find a way to win it tonight.
Simmons, decent contact, but he's 0 for 2. Line out and a fly out. And he takes low for ball one. York 7 runs on 9 hits and 1 error. Southern Maryland 7 runs on 10 hits and no errors. No hits for Southern Maryland since the 3rd inning when Micah Owings came in. All the momentum is with the boys in white. Grenning taking a long time on the hill. Here's the kick now on the 1-0. And there's a crack into right center field. This one's got gap potential. It takes a 2-hop to the fence. In to score is Pounds. Wilson getting the green light. The throw will not be made. It's a 2-run double for James Simmons. It's a 9-7 lead for the Revs. 9 unanswered. What a ball game, Darryl.
Speechless. It's unbelievable. And Simmons has hit it hard the first 2 times tonight. This time he finds the gap finally after hitting it at somebody the first 2. Right now just a landslide in the Revs' favor. And for those who are here and this homestand bringing a lot of folks out with the better weather, they are absolutely being treated to one heck of an offensive performance.
Isaiah Tejeda now up. Will he be the one to bring the 10th run home? He takes low for ball one. A 4 spot already in the bottom of the 6th. Going along with a 4 spot from the bottom of the 3rd and the 1 run in the 5th inning. The Revs, these 9 runs all in the last 4 frames. 1-0. Tejeda taking outside again. It's 2 balls and no strikes, and that officially closes the book on John Lester. 8 runs on 8 hits in 5+ innings, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, 92 pitches for him. Excuse me. I'm so excited in this game, it's causing a throatal reaction. Isaiah Tejeda, one of The rare Revs hitters without a hit tonight. 2-0. This one low and away. And it's 3 balls, no strikes. Grenning just does not have a handle on this ball. And Jeremy Owens with the tip of the cap. He may have seen enough of Grenning already. Still no out in the inning, by the way. The Revs have scored 4 runs. They've still got 3 outs to work with. Simmons on second after his double, the third of the inning for the Revs. 3-0. Tejeda taking all the way, and it catches the outside corner for called strike 1. Grenning a look back to second. Now the 3-1 pitch. It's outside, ball 4. Isaiah Tejeda draws the walk. On just 5 pitches. And 11 pitches is all Grenning's going to get to throw. Ryan Grenning almost certainly will be coming out right now.
Now he looked in at the plate, said, "Where was that?" Little light punch to the glove in frustration when he saw Owens coming out. I know it's been a frustrating start to the season for him, but and most of all for their team, and kind of reaching ahead here tonight.
This pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Didn't quite see who that was to come on. Oh, it's Santos. Orlando Santos getting the nod for the second straight night. He'll try and put out the fire. Last night, Santos, a perfect inning against the Revs. That was I believe that was the 6th inning after the Pounds home run. And he ended up pitching.
He maced down in the dugout, giving Micah Owings a handshake and talking to him. Looks like Micah's night will be done and in line for a win now. And we can talk about the offense all night, but how about the job he did quieting a Southern Maryland offense that was on fire early in this game?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought against Neal that this was just going to be one of those nights where all the offense in the series comes right now. And Owings just completely flipped the switch. He went into the power grid and found, I'm not an electrician, I don't know the phrase, the circuit breaker.
Yeah.
He found the circuit breaker and he completely turned off everything. The way that you touch all the buttons in an elevator if you wanted to be cheeky, that's the way he switched off all of the circuit breakers.
That would be a horrible thing to do to somebody, to touch all of the elevator buttons, but I don't know how many people in the park believe this could potentially have a chance to be York's night when it was 7-0, but the guys in the dugout did, and it's not over yet, obviously, but I think they just needed one big hit, and Michael Burgess provided that, and all of a sudden the whole mood changed. They felt like they were back in it, and now here they are remarkably leading this thing.
Up 9-7 with 9 unanswered runs since the bottom of the third. And now Michael Rocket lines one straight to the shortstop Lombardozzi. He'll step on the bag as Simmons was taking off. It's an unassisted double play on the first pitch. 1 pitch and 2 outs for Orlando Santos. And just like that, the Revs have their first 2 outs of the inning.
Another hard hit ball, though.
Touch of bad luck, and Lombardozzi being right where he was supposed to be that time. So now with 2 down and a man on first, Joel Guzman charged with restarting the rally. Joel 1 for 3 today. Santos the kick and the first pitch. Fastball right down George Street, a called strike 1. Revs 9 runs on 10 hits and 1 error, 7-10 and nothing for Southern Maryland. 0-1, and there's a bloop into right field. Myers won't get to this one. It falls way in front of him for a base hit. Going first to third is Tejeda, and so now with men on the corners and 2 down, the 9th man of the inning, Telvin Nash, stepping up to the plate.
Wow. It's a funny game.
It sure is.
And on the road, they couldn't get anything like that to drop, but switch has been flipped. By the way, through last night's game, 32 runs the last 3 home games. Whew. 9 more tonight. That is production.
They are men of the peoples, as the notes say. Yeah, the first pitch coming up to Telvin Nash with Guzman on first, Tejeda on third, and 2 outs. Fouled away. That's over our heads. 0-1.
A lot of kids eating free tonight while watching these men of the peoples.
And we thank People's Bank for that. Once again, the kids eat free night. Also, York County High School night, I do believe.
York High, yeah.
Yeah, York High.
Yep.
Santos the kick in the 0-1. Nash taking above the letters. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Michael Burgess got things going with a double off of the arch nemesis in the first pitch of the inning. Andres Perez followed with a single. Brian Pounds a 2-run double. That chased Lester. Wilson a single. Simmons a 2-run double. And that made it 9-7. Nash reaches out and pops one into deep right field. Going back on it is Myers, and he makes the catch, the warning track. The power of Telvin Nash. He flung the bat out and stuck the fanny out, and he nearly had himself a 3-run homer. That will retire the side, but not before the Revs remarkably come back in this one. It's not over yet, but what a comeback it has been. 4 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. No errors, 2 left on. End of the 6th year score, York 9, Southern Maryland 7. Darrell Henry will take you home on this wild one here on Revs Radio, WOYK.
This is the Dan Patrick Show.
Let's go!
The NFL has a policy here. Johnny Unitas was going to be honored by Peyton Manning. He was going to wear high-top black shoes. The NFL said, no, you couldn't do it. Pat Tillman was going to be honored by Jake Plummer, and the NFL said, no, you can't. Craig Ironhead Hayward's son was going to honor him with eye black. D'Angelo Williams, whose mother died of breast cancer in 2014, he wanted to honor her the entire season. The NFL said no. This was explained to me by the NFL years ago, that if we allow this for Peyton Manning with Johnny Unitas, which seems like a no-brainer, then what happens if you get Jimmy Lipper, who wants to honor his coach, and he's going to wear something? That's where the NFL, you may not like it, but it makes sense that you just say, no, we're not going to allow it. We can't allow this to happen, because then everybody would be doing it.
The Dan Patrick Show.
We are going to PAR-TY.
Mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Ross Brothers Barbecue is serving up the hits every Saturday night this season at People's Bank Park. Stop by Arch Street Eats on the third base corner and load up on delicious, fresh-made local barbecue. All of Ross's sauces and sides are made from scratch daily. All meats are smoked for an authentic barbecue done right. Ross Brothers also offers drive-through, dine-in, and carry-out from the restaurant at 3096 Carlisle Road in Dover, as well as delivery and full-service catering. Ross Brothers can cater any sized event from fundraisers to graduation parties to weddings. Ross Brothers Barbecue every Saturday night at People's Bank Park.
The radio home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
What a first 6 innings. Micah Owings stays in. First pitch to Gustavo Molina leading off the 7th. He pops a foul behind the plate. Tejeda scoots back and makes the catch. Approaching the backstop to the right edge of the screen. And a 1-pitch out for Micah, who maybe talked his way into staying. It looked like Mace was getting ready to give him the handshake and congratulations on a tremendous relief performance, but he's still in. That was only his 34th pitch, 8 pitches last inning. And here's DRB Myers, who's doubled, tripled, and last time up hit a line out that was caught. 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. He lined out to third on a play where Pounds made a leaping grab. Pitch from Owings is a fastball over for a strike. 9-7 York. 9 unanswered since the bottom of the third.
Goes to show one man can't do it all. Myers has tried, but he finds his team down 2.
1-1, and that's down low. Yeah, he had made several good grabs with the glove tonight as well in right field. 2-1, and he swings and pops one up foul into the dark twilight. And onto the roof, first base side. Approaching nightfall here. On a warm night. Temperature in the mid-80s according to the board at game time. Now at 80. Owings delivers, and a breaking ball away, 2-2. Myers, a former 4th-round pick of the Phillies in 06 out of high school, made it to Double-A with them. 2-2 pitch, he swings and bounces it softly. Owings can't get there. Pounds tried to barehand, and with Myers' speed, they wouldn't have had any chance anyway. Right in the triangle to the third base side of the mound, it's an infield hit. Revs do still have bullpen activity. I believe it was Harris getting up last inning. Tying run coming up, Eric Garcia. And that's the first hit allowed by Micah Owings in officially 4 full innings of relief. He is out there in a 5th separate inning. He has logged 4, and that infield hit, the first hit he's allowed. The only other base runner is a walk and a hit batter. Here's Garcia, who's 2 for 3, 2 RBI singles early. Runner goes. First pitch is low. Tejeda, the throw is accurate, but a hair late. Myers slides in, his 6th steal in 8 tries. And that takes away any double play hope, or most double play hope. Each team with 11 hits. Garcia against Owings in the 5th inning, hit it deep to left but flew out. And the pitch from Micah, slider down and in, made Garcia move his feet. Now a 2-0 count. Revs have plenty of bullpen rested tonight. The guys they used last night were only an inning apiece. Off day before that. Here's the 2-0. Swinging a ground ball to first. Nash gobbles it up. He'll take it to the bag himself as Myers moves to third, but it occurs without number 2 in the bag. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, 11 a.m., James Simmons, the start for York. Scott Snodgrass for Southern Maryland, the lefty. Baseball and Education Day. And we'll be on roughly 10 till. When Dan Patrick goes to his break, we'll cut in. Owings trying to strand a runner at third and keep him up 2. Gary Brown, the hitter, and he starts him with a slider for a strike. Brown tonight, a sac bunt, a single and a run. And then in the 5th inning, hit by pitch and stole a base. But Owings stranded him at third base that inning. The 0-1, swing and a miss, reaching on a fastball away. Might have been off the plate. And Owings has him down in the count. Micah trying to perhaps finish a clean and tremendous relief outing. Here's the 0-2, swinging a foul tip. Just stayed alive as it deflected off Tejeda's glove and straight back. Owings ready once more. Another 0-2. Swung on, floated, shallow center. Simmons busting in. He's there, puts it away. Micah Owings, 4 2/3 shutout innings in relief. Strands Myers at third, giving up his first hit of the night, an infield hit. Leaves him at third, and what a tremendous outing. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. 7th inning stretch tonight. Revs lead it 9-7.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Come on, Colin Cowherd.
Here's Chip Kelly talking about Tim Tebow once he released him.
We didn't feel like he was good enough to be the 3 right now.
He didn't say backup that just gets in. He's not good enough to be the 3rd string quarterback. And here's the thing. You can have him on the roster. You can't have him right behind Sam Bradford, who would pull a hammy yawning.
This is The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
It's time again for York Mitsubishi's Memorial Day sale going on all month long with huge savings on all 2016 Outlanders, Lancers, Mirages, and Outlander Sports. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months or rebates and discounts up to $4,000. And as always, every new Mitsubishi gets our famous 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So stop by York Mitsubishi during our Memorial Day sale going on all month long just off Route 30 on Roosevelt Avenue, York Mitsubishi, where Mitsubishis always cost less.
All about local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Bottom of the 7th on what has been an epic here tonight at People's Bank Park. Revs lead at 9-7 after trailing 7-0 at the end of 2.5 innings. Michael Burgess to lead off as the righty Orlando Santos stays in. Big night for Burgess, who started the comeback, and he swings first pitch, rolls it to second. Shifting out is Garcia to his left, and he'll throw on to first. 1 away for Burgess, who's now 2 for 4 tonight with a double and the grand slam in the 3rd inning that started the ball rolling. Got York on the board, the first 4 of what is now 9 unanswered. And here's Andres Perez with 1 man down. Perez 1 for 3, an infield hit and a run scored last inning that helped set the stage for their second 4-run inning of the night. First pitch is fouled off the top of the netting. For Perez, that was hit number 497 with York. 996 of his pro career. Santos, the wind and the pitch, and a swing and a pop-up. First baseman Snyder will turn and hustle back. Called off by his second baseman Garcia, who reached out to the side and made the grab. One-handed, going out in shallow right field. With 2 down, Brian Pounds here at home, clutch hit after clutch hit. And tonight, tied it on a 2-run double last inning, 1 for 3. 2 hitters later, James Simmons gave him the lead with a 2-run double to the same spot. Pitch from Santos, a slider, and it bends across for a strike. Lester, their starter, 5+ innings, 8 runs. The other one charged to Grenning. The 0-1 to Pounds, and a swing and a miss. Santos really killed the speed on that off-speed offering. Does get it up there, low 90s on the fastball. Pounds will take a moment to ponder it as he digs back in. The wind and the 0-2, and a slider missed up and away. Santos started to hop off the mound, but Ball was up. Santos, a Dominican native. On the wind, kicks, fires, and missed down and away with the slider. He'll step back and then pause just to try to mess with the hitter's timing. It's a pretty good pickup for Southern Maryland a couple of years ago from the Frontier League. Now to the plate and misses down and away. So Pounds patiently stands there and works it full. Santos in his third year with Southern Maryland. The wind and the pitch. Breaking ball, fouled off the netting. I believe it will be Harris in the 8th for the Revs. Southern Maryland will have the top of the order coming up. Revs a 10-0 win last night. They're up 9-7 tonight. Pitch to Pounds. Fastball missed outside. Santos again was hopping off the mound, and Pounds will take ball 4.
You're thinking back to that one he got rung up on in the second inning. Perhaps a very late makeup call from Bill Worthington. Perhaps just a call that went his way.
Kept trying to nibble at that outside corner. And here's Josh Wilson, who's 1 for 3 tonight. Singled and scored last inning as part of that 4-run rally. On our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard, Sugarland up 3-1 in the 6th at Somerset. Revs and Skeeters tied entering the night. Somerset trailing, Long Island winning. Ducks are battering Bridgeport 11-5 in the 7th, trying to get back within a half game in the Liberty Division. And Lancaster up 6-5 in the 8th at New Britain. Barnstormers 2 back. Pitch to Wilson, a swing and a rip on the ground at short. Couple skips though to Lombardozzi, and he'll toss to Garcia covering for the inning-ending force. No runs, no hits, 1 man left, and this game will go to the 8th. Revs now trying to preserve the lead they've built. It's York 9, Southern Maryland 7.
The more we help the ones in need, the more progress our community will make.
By focusing on quality education, income opportunities, and basic health care,
all of York County can have access to the building blocks of a good quality of life.
Together we can load the bases for our community.
And hit a home run.
Give generously to the 2016 United Way Community Fund.
Find out more and give now at unitedway-york.org.
Does your wealth advisor know how you take your coffee? At Smith, Mayer & Little Wealth Advisory Group, we genuinely get to know our clients, from their interests, goals, and dreams, right down to how they like their coffee. By understanding our clients on a personal level, we help them make wise financial decisions. In us, you will find a trusted confidant dedicated to your financial success. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. Get to know us over a cup of coffee, or visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
Come and celebrate 10 years of York Revolution baseball with the Celebrate York Series presented by Memorial Hospital. The series honors significant contributions from York, Pennsylvania's most notable events and favorite citizens with giveaways every Friday night home game. The series continues on Friday, May 27th with a Vonnie Grimes bobblehead music box giveaway. Visit YorkRevolution.com for more details. It's the Celebrate York Series, proudly presented by Memorial Hospital for the York Revolution's 10th anniversary season.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Head of the 8th, it's actually Julio DePaula who comes in. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. What a job from Micah Owings. 4 2/3 innings, 1 hit. It was an infield hit. No runs, walked 1, struck out 1. 46 pitches, 29 for strikes. And his best outing to date. and has a chance to pick up win number 2. DePaula will try to bridge it to DeMarc. Top of the order for Southern Maryland in the 8th. Lombardozzi to lead off. And DePaula's first pitch, he swings, hits it in the air, down the line in left. A long run rocket, and it lands foul just before he could arrive on a dead sprint toward the corner. DePaula last pitched Saturday night at New Britain, and somebody had to retaliate after Rocket was hit near the head. DePaula's first pitch only missed James Skelton because he's so skinny, and the message was sent, and then he got 3 weak ground ball outs. Handled it like a pro, stuck up for his teammate. There were no further issues after that. The 0-1, and a swing and a bouncer foul, first base side. DePaula, 90 appearances in his Revs career entering play tonight. 3 this season, 2 2/3 scoreless innings. Southern Maryland seeing him for the first time this year. 0-2, and a foul back against the net. Lombardozzi, Nelson, and Chen here in the 8th inning. Revs with a 9-7 lead. Lombardozzi 0 for 3 with a walk and a run. The pitch to him, and he swings and chops a foul, first base side. Southern Maryland with longtime starter Daryl Thompson up in their bullpen. He has really struggled this year. They've moved him to the bullpen. And now Lombardozzi, time asked for, right as DePaula was about ready. Now all parties set to go. Pitch on the way is outside. Fastball missing. 1-2. Lombardozzi, the switch hitter, batting left. DePaula fires, and a line drive, base hit. Over toward right center. Simmons will glove and toss in. And the leadoff man battles his way on to begin the 8th. Great at bat. DePaula will be facing the tying run right away. Bryant Nelson to the plate. He's had a big night tonight. 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. RBI single in the second, 2-run hit in the third. Also a walk, and his hitting streak now at 11. With the Revs in 2011 and 2014. Pitch from DePaula, fastball, it's in there for a strike. DePaula was not his teammate in York. He had been picked up by the Orioles by the time the Revs had acquired Nelson in 2014. On the 0-1 pitch, and it just missed the outside corner. Nelson in 2011 got to York middle of the second half after beginning the year in Italy. And they traded him to Long Island for Freddie Thon, who after that season, Thon never did play in the league again. As DePaula throws to first, Lombardozzi dives back. But Nelson won a title in York in 2011, and then back-to-back titles with Long Island. And started 2014 in Camden, his second stint there. Pitch to him is ripped right side, a base hit. Back-to-back singles. Burgess fires in behind Lombardozzi, who has to scoot back. And the Blue Crabs with their first 2 men on here in the 8th, trying to prevent and unravel what the Revs hope is a record-setting comeback tonight. Bryant Nelson, a 3 for 4 night with 3 ribbies. Here's Quan Jen Chen, who's 1 for 4 with an RBI and a run. And they always say on the road, play for the win, not the tie. But would they bunt with their 3-hole hitter and try to move both runners you can't fully assume that they would not. Pounds even with the grass. Nash basically the same, and DePaula steps off. Chen hasn't had a great start to the year with the bat. And the first pitch, he's not bunting. It's a slider, and he got the high strike call. Starts him off 0-1. The dangerous Michael Snyder is next, then Fred Lewis if it gets to him. Revs up 9-7 in the 8th. And DePaula ready. Couple looks back, the 0-1, and a pop-up. Nash at first into foul territory. Over near the dugout, he's got it. Had to snatch the glove around it a couple of times to make sure it stayed in. And at first, I think he thought he was going to be midway to the dugout. Had to creep a little closer at the end, which may have distracted him slightly. He juggles, but hangs on to it.
Yeah, he closed the mitt before the ball was even in it, so it popped out and he recovered in time. My balls that go that high, you can't help but, almost get the yips on them, but Nash did a good job of staying level-headed on that.
They're not easy. Here's Michael Snyder, 2 for 4 tonight. And DePaula the pitch, slider breaks outside. Another good crowd tonight, 3,338. A little bit higher than last night on this Wednesday evening. Hoping to see some history, and DePaula, a long look in. Snyder finally calls time and takes a step out. Now the nod yes from the righty. 1-0 pitch, a slider, it curls right across for a strike. And that evens things up. Blue Crab cleanup man at the plate. Aside from Lombardozzi, arguably their most dangerous hitter. The 1-1. Swung on, grounded to short. Wilson's got it. Second one. Drain a turn. Plenty of time. 6-4-3 double play. Julio DePaula points to the sky. A scoreless 8th. He works out of it. And the Revs will take this lead to the 9th inning here tonight. No runs, 2 hits, 1 man left. Looking to finish a record-setting comeback. One last crack to add to it at the plate. Bottom of the 8th inning, they lead it 9-7.
Wednesdays are the worst. I've got to get the kids to school in time, to get to work, then it's just one long day of meetings. But hey, at least I don't have to worry about making dinner.
Kids eat free with People's Bank. Save money at every Wednesday home game.
So now when the Revs are in town, I just pull into a People's Bank, pick up that week's coupon, and dinner is done. Revolution Wednesdays? Awesome. Revolution!
Thanks to People's Bank, kids eat free at every Wednesday home game. No need to be a People's Bank customer. Just pick up your coupon at any People's Bank branch and do dinner at People's Bank Park. 1 coupon per child per game.
Payne doesn't take Sunday off. Neither do we. We're open weekdays 8 to 8 and weekends 9 to 6. Just walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics, 2319 South George Street in York, across from the Apple Hill Health Campus. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today.
This Sunday, join the York Revolution for Princess Day. Meet Anna and Elsa of Frozen from noon to 2. Play in an inflatable castle. Make your own crown and enter to win a drawing of Elsa in a Revolution jersey. Get details and tickets at YorkRevolution.com. Princess Day, where People's Bank Park is an open door.
Struggling to find quality IT help for your business? Tired of being sold solutions from companies helping their bottom line more than yours? Sick of your calls being answered overseas? SoCo Business Solutions is your answer to maintain your current environment, redesign your infrastructure, provide local responsive support, and keep your data safe. Contact SoCo at 717-505-8080 and let us be your IT solutions provider. That's 717-505-8080 or online at SoCoBusinessSolutions.com.
The Revolution plays here. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Bottom of the 8th, 9-7 York. Local product Cody Epley will take over. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. The numbers in their alternate tops are all messed up, so we were told Daryl Thompson was loosening, but it's Epley. And James Simmons, who was the one that gave York the lead in the 6th, will lead off. First pitch is upstairs from the righty. And the Revs, meanwhile, have Mike DeMark getting ready.
Man who's throwing about as well as he has in his entire career. 9 for 9 save opportunities this season.
Pitch to Simmons is swung on and missed, a high fastball. 1 for 3 tonight. He lined out twice, but then in the 6th inning, 2-run double to the opposite field gap broke the tie that Brian Pounds had created with his 2-run double 2 hitters earlier. There's the 1-1 and a fastball strike, outer black at 92. Epley's been the Blue Crabs closer, but they haven't been able to use one in a few days. 4 saves. He's 2-0 with a 4.38 ERA in 11 games. Pitch to Simmons is up high. They're really having a good time.
We have another game developing in front of us here. Well, it looks fun.
Pitch to Simmons, a slider just missed outside.
And they say today's kids aren't original now. All it takes is beating each other with foam seat cushions.
You know, why don't you and I do that in the radio booth?
Well, just so happens here that I happen to have a few. It's not really a cushion, it's more like a laptop.
There's a bouncer hit softly to short. Lombardozzi charging, and a sidearm throw on the run gets him. 1 down.
I mean, we could.
That'd feel good.
Yeah.
Dietz and Blewett Insurance Diamond Deck has turned into romper room for those kids here in the 21st hour of the day. Here's Isaiah Tejeda at the top of the order. 0 for 2 with 2 walks and a run tonight. Blue Crabs in the 9th inning will have 5, 6, and 7 due up. Lewis, Molina, and Myers. They do have Zach Wilson on their bench tonight. Pitch to Tejeda, a fastball strike on the outside corner. Tejeda look back, maybe not in agreement. Epley from Northern York High School. Birthplace listed as Harrisburg, but went to Northern York. Here's the 0-1, and a bouncer off the plate foul, third base side. Had a really good year in the big leagues with the Yankees in the bullpen back in 2012. They had claimed him off waivers from the Rangers, who had originally drafted him right before that season, and he gave him an ERA in the low 3s in 59 games in New York. There's the 0-2. Swing and a little trickler in front of the plate. Epley in from the mound, a bare hand pickup, and makes the throw to first. That thing nestling right between the mound and home plate. 2 down in the inning. We'll pause for station identification.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
Revs lead at 9-7, bottom of the 8th. Here's Michael Rocket. First pitch is inside. Rocket 1 for 3 with his first homer back in the 5th inning. The 11th Revs batter to hit a home run this season here in their first 33 games played. Next one is off the plate away. And that made it 7-5. The inning before the Revs put together their second 4-run inning of the night to take the lead. Took the lead in the 6th. The 2-0 swings and fouls it back up on the roof.
Up on the roof.
Now, were you listening when we were in New Britain? Because they played that about 100 times. Actually, that was opening weekend on every foul ball.
Oh, maybe just a hunch. Or maybe I'm the guy who's doing it in New Britain.
Oh.
You don't know.
How creepy is that? There's a pitch up high.
Everywhere and nowhere, and sometimes at the same time. You knew that when you hired me.
I thought so. That's why you're here. Here's a ground ball toward the middle. Lombardozzi can't come up with it as it crawls up off the heel of his glove and into center. It'll be a base hit for Rocket, his second of the night, and the Revs' 12th. Lombardozzi had to range left and had to handle an in-between hop, and with Rocket's speed, would have been tough to get him anyway. What a night. Are you giddy, Will? Are you giddy again?
Getting there.
Yeah.
Maybe the Mountain Dew, it maybe just the comeback, but frankly, this game never really seemed out of control from the Revs. I mean, once Owings came in and they didn't have that much time to grovel in a 7-0 deficit because of the grand slam, you felt like, wow, this game could actually go pretty well. And it has.
Here's Joel, who lines a base hit to right on the first pitch. Rocket hits the brakes, first and second, and Guzman's got a 3-hit night, all to right field. First pitch swinging. You know, if you pitch him away with that plate coverage, he can just go out and do that.
Absolutely. 6'5", officially a couple inches taller, I'll bet you, in real life. And the wingspan that he's got is just remarkable. And he stands close to the plate enough that anything even clearly outside is in the zone for him.
Now, each team now with 13 hits. The Revs with 16 last night. 13 tonight. Here's Talvin Nash, who's 2 for 4. 2 singles and a run scored. Looking for insurance, up 9-7. And Epley stares back at Rocket, delivers home. It's chin music, and Nash hits the deck. Plate on Bill Worthington will help him up. Why did I have a feeling that they might try to make him a little uncomfortable right there? The way that the Revs have been hitting here in this series and the comeback tonight.
Gee, I wonder.
Just had a feeling the first one might be a little uncomfortable.
And with the top slugger in the league coming into the fold, and you've still got a theoretical chance just down 2.
1-0, and that's a shade high. Good eye from Nash. Nash is second in walks and on base percentage. First in slugging and a mile in front in OPS. Here's the 2-0. Swings and lines at center field. Gary Brown is right there, and it'll top spin down to him as he makes the catch. So the Revs will take the 2-run lead to the 9th. A pair of 2-out singles left on base. And to the 9th inning we go. Revs looking to close out a historic comeback. They lead the Blue Crabs 9-7.
Kids today, with Facebook, texting, TV, and video games, seems like fresh air and sunshine are things of the past. Remember playing catch, climbing trees, wholesome backyard fun? Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care remembers, give them lush grass, healthy trees, the good old outdoors. American is baseball and apple pie. Kids have every reason to stay inside. Don't let your lawn be one of them. Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care, world-class care right in your backyard. 717-292-9994. Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
What if I told you your family of 4 could have an all-inclusive outing for only $55? The York Revolution are telling you that right now. The Family Fun Pack includes 4 flexible ticket vouchers to be used whenever you'd like, 4 food vouchers for hot dogs, chips, and drinks, 2 playground wristbands, and a parking pass. Again, $55. Have more than 4 in your family? Additional tickets and food vouchers are only $10. Buy online at YorkRevolution.com, over the phone at 801-HITS, or in person at the Apple Chevrolet ticket office.
Your home for Revolution Baseball. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Been another one for the ages tonight, and the Revs trying to close it out, leading 9-7. Mike DeMarc comes on, pitching change, brought to you by Maple Donuts. 9 saves, leads the league. 12 innings, 2 unearned runs, just 5 hits, 2 walks, 18 Ks. He's been flat out dominant. Fred Lewis to lead off. First pitch is swung on and missed. He tried to golf one and fanned on it. Lewis 0 for 4 tonight. RBI fielder's choice in the first inning. On the high set. 0-1 and a pop-up. At short, it's Wilson tiptoeing out. He'll be called off by Rocket. In from left, and there's one away. Lewis wanted to slam his bat. DeMarc in for the first time in 6 days. Last Thursday in Lancaster, closing out a comeback, but the Revs have only ever had one comeback this big, and never here in this facility. One down, here's Gustavo Molina, who's 0 for 3 with a walk. And DeMarc, the pitch to the K-Man, who swings and misses on a high fastball. DeMarc with 13 saves in his Revs career. He's ready. Here's the 0-1. And a pop-up again. Nash turns, sprinting back from first, along the line in right. And he falls down, and it lands foul, trying to make an over-the-shoulder Willie Mays grab. He may have taken half a step too far, and he almost tried to sit and lay down under it and make the catch, and he's upset with himself, but what an effort as it hit off his glove and ricocheted into foul ground. He was just across the line, fortunately, and it's strike 2 on Molina. What an attempt, though. Don't get in his way, and he was going all out, trying to make a superb grab for his pitcher. 0-2 on the K-Man. Breadstick chance fill the place. The 0-2 and a line drive left field and just down in front of Rocket. Has to play it on a short hop, and the tying run will come to the plate. And the thing that'll bother DeMarc there is he gave up the hit on 0-2. A 1-out base runner, and they'll pinch run for Molina. This will be John DeZamba pinch running for him. Darby Myers, the hitter, has doubled, tripled, and reached on an infield hit tonight. 3 for 4, 2 runs. First pitch, a slider and a called strike. If DeMarc can pick up save number 14 with York, he will tie Stephen Penny for 7th on the all-time list. The 0-1, check swing, appeal to first. He went on the slider. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Mark, who struck out the side in his last save. The high stretch of the arms. The 0-2. Fastball just up and outside at 90. Revs fans a bit restless there. Did they call him out? Was that a strikeout? Did he even call that? Was that an out? Brian over here doesn't know either. Did they ring him up? They did. I thought they called a ball. Are you serious? Make the call, man. All right. 2 down here in the 9th. Good night. A signal might help. Here's Eric Garcia who takes inside. Everybody up here in the press box thought he called a ball too, but we'll take it. What was that? Jeez. Keep us guessing. Here's the 1-0. And a swing and a pop-up. Left side, it's Wilson out. It's Rocket in. Rocket's got it, and the ball game's over. And the Revs have matched the biggest comeback win in franchise history. It's the greatest in Peoples Bank Park history. Down 7-0, and they score the final 9 runs of the night and win it 9-7. What a game here tonight, and history made here in York. Only one other time have they come back from down 7. That was on the road. Never have they done it here at home. And a remarkable middle inning stretch. 9 unanswered, and they did it in a hurry. And they win tonight by a final score of 9-7. The man who gave them the lead was James Simmons, the winning hit. Will DeBoer's got him down on the field. And let's head down now.
There we've got James Simmons. James, that 2-run double in the 6th to put the Revs on top. What were you looking for? What did you see?
I was looking for a fastball, predominantly that way. But, I mean, hey, I got one. And I said, you know, I put a good swing on it and hit it on the barrel and took off.
Ice tonight. How does it feel now?
Not too bad. I'm good.
This team was down 7-0 in the 3rd inning. What did you guys say to each other to stay in this game and not get 2 down and ultimately come back and win?
Just stay positive, to be honest with you. I mean, we were going to put some good swings together anyway. And, you know, we lucked out and we did it.
More than luck tonight, James. Thanks. Congratulations.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
James Simmons, the final hero on a night full of heroes, and the Revs have their largest home comeback in team history. Daryl, back to you.
All right, thank you, Will. And yeah, James Simmons doused with straight ice tonight from Telvin Nash. That was nice of him. That's a little bit less of a mess for Will and everybody. But the tradition continues down there in the field. Our post-game subject getting clobbered with a cup of water, the bucket of ice, the bucket of water on the previous homestand, whatever the case. And Simmons, the hero tonight, one of many, a total team effort with 9 runs, 9 unanswered. He was the one, though, that gave him the lead for good with that 2-run double in the 6th inning, and the bullpen. Boy, what can you say? As they go 6 2/3 scoreless, Micah Owings 4 2/3 of that, and the Revs secure the biggest comeback win in stadium history. 9-7 is your final tonight. Stay tuned. Post-game show follows next.
Tennis used to be a very polite game. Today, tennis raises a racket.
Flying feet.
The style, the play, and the players are intense, athletic, and hard-charging. Flying Feet Sports Shoes welcomes the evolution of tennis and its battling players with a full line of